Welcome back to another special episode of No Neutral. Special to us because some things transpired over the past weekend. Some things did not go in our favor. While we always appreciate your support, especially all the viewers all over the world in Japan, thank you so much for tuning in week after week. We may have let a few people down. We may have let ourselves down over the past weekend. Or maybe you're happy to see us fall. Rob, how you holding up over there?
I mean, I feel like you just brought up everything perfectly, to be honest. It's not the easiest time to even, I feel like, do an episode of No Neutral because it was such a bad weekend for us. But at the same time, it was an amazing weekend for the mid-best, the most exciting region in the United States today, and one of the most exciting regions in the world in general. You know, I want to tell you something, Brian. There's something special that happened this weekend. You thought we was going to be down? Are you crazy? Do you know the truth about how proud we are of none other than just a kid, just a god, just a king, with just a carry, the way he carried us in the 5v5? Listen. I remember back when Midwest first got 2 CPTs and people thought, oh man, it's the Rob TV and Brian F Invitational. I literally heard those things. Just straight disrespect. The region is too easy and all of this type of craziness. But as if we were just giving lip service. But what we just saw last week from just a kid and from the results of the bracket overall, there was no Raw TV in grand finals. I was out at 7th place in this one. Brian didn't even make it to top 8 in this one. We got smoked. But look at the amazing talent that was on display from people like Rocky, amazing Kim player, of course El Chicote, one of the best streamers and Mika players out there in the world, and of course the amazing Just a Kid. This is what the Midwest is about. This is a level of talent that we've been talking about this whole time. So for me, it was easily a successful weekend. I don't know how much better it could have went.
I mean, the matches were actually ridiculous. This was one of the closest top 8s we've seen in the CPT ever, right? Like, there were so many moments in Just a Kid's run where he was about to be eliminated. I mean, this, if you have not seen these matches, please, I almost don't even want to recall the scores to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, but we're going to do that. So spoiler warning coming up. Just a Kid went into top 8, loser side. He lost in pools to Sabo 2-1. Sabo was super strong. Mika also made a top 8 performance this week, and he ran it all the way back. But coming into loser side, first match of losers top 8 is Just a Kid versus...
Don't start, Brian.
We have to start there, right? Where do we start?
Me, man.
Rob TV versus Just a Kid on loser side of top 8. The winner side, really, you wouldn't have called it, right? Boomy versus Rocky. Boomy extremely strong. Zeku player who put Rob in losers early. That was a big upset for sure. Rocky, very consistent, solid Ken player, but really hasn't had that big breakout tournament performance that we knew he was capable of. Anyone in the know who's played him knew he was. But this is really the first time he's shown on this level on a stage this big. Toppling, who had really consistent performances in the last CPTs, but he didn't really break into that top 8, but this time he got it done. And then El Chicote on winner's side, who I feel like was the one like consistent factor. Chicote's always done well in
He was
CPT
a more
events.
expected winner's side.
Right, in 2020,
versus...
back when Midwest was combined with East Coast, he also made it to grand finals before, so, or like at least top 3, I believe. So he's been in this position before of going very far in the CPT events. Then Sencho versus Sabo on loser side. Definitely unexpected placings or new names, I would say.
Sencho with the Akira. You don't see a lot of Akira, man. Love to see it.
Rebranding from when he switched from
Hero.
Karen, Capsule Hero. I didn't know that. I actually realized that once the matches started. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Capsule Hero's been solid with Karen for a long time. But yeah, I bet a bunch of people probably caught off guard with that Akira play, which is very sharp. And then Just a Kid versus Rob TV rounding out the losers side. No one expected Just a Kid and Rob to be losers, to be honest. Maybe no one expected me to drown in pools so early, so the bracket was full of upsets.
We're not gonna just brought up drowning in pools. We're not just gonna swim past that one. Listen, we're going right to the deep end. How did you lose in pools, Brian? How did you lose in pools,
I lost 2-1 to Kaiser, who got me with the Luke, and then Marv with the Akira performance, or sorry, the Karen performance. I do wish he would Akira, to be honest.
I felt like you should have picked Balrog against the Karen. We're not gonna talk about us. We're talking about off camera.
It's not about us.
It's not about us.
It's not about us. I set the stage to get to Just a Kid versus Rob TV because people were saying whoever won that match had the best shot to win the tournament. You're trying to delay this. I just want to point out that Just a Kid's legendary run started with smoking Rob TV. 3-1, looking confident as ever. The man, not the kid, the man took a shower 15 minutes before bracket, and that's all he needed. He said in the post-game interview, all I did was take a shower, and then I was ready to smoke Rob.
I didn't go to training mode. I just went
he specifically mentioned not going to training mode. That's the best way to beat Rob TV. So that's where it all began. And man, the run that followed,
bro,
I mean, legendary.
And my man goes ahead and he takes me out. And at that point, it's just like usually in Dragon Ball Z or something, you got to do the spirit bomb and everything. Well, at that point, usually they lost to another enemy. This is just a rare case where he beat me up and he kind of just took my energy. But I would have gave it to him willingly anyway. And he used it, and he goes down. He actually went down, surprisingly, 0-2 up against Sabo, which Sabo did beat him in winner's side too.
Yes,
Brian, I don't know about you. I was like, bro, you can't lose one more game to Mika. It looked like it was ugly. It was over with. My man brings it back 3 games. And then he goes up against Rocky. Rocky goes up 2-0. Rocky's playing amazing, which, I want to make sure we give him so much love, too.
Clean.
Make sure you guys check him out. Amazing player from down in Alabama. His neutral, I feel like I think he's already playing on the modern controls from Street Fighter 6. I think that's what he has with his anti-air DPs, man. Just hitting triangle and getting people about the air. He's so amazing. So Just a Kid had his work cut out for him in that losers finals. He's down 0-2, brings it back 3 straight. And that's the thing about how Jack is playing, man. I feel like it's not like he's just running straight through everyone per se. No. He's having to clutch out sometimes. And is doing it time and time and time again.
Right. But I mean, like when he got into that Sabo match, the contrast between Sabo and Rocky, we cannot overstate. Sabo is scrapping. I mean, the way he's playing Mika, he is doing anything but blocking these situations, and that's scary to play against. He's either backdashing, challenging with jabs, jumping, doing anything on defense to keep it scrambly. Yeah, he keeps you guessing because you can never get a clean hit against him, and whenever he scrambles, when Mika scrambles, it's usually in her favor because all she needs is that one touch and run that momentum. If you scramble with Mika and you get one hit, whatever, what are you going to do? Throw him after? Who cares? He's going to scramble again and keep forcing these awkward situations. So Just a Kid had to tighten up and shut down the scrambles against Sabo and, do that 3 games in a row if you're going down 0-2. Then against Rocky, it's the complete opposite style. Rocky is going to bore him to sleep. He's going to stand there neutral, like maybe poke you with the fireball, the up-close fireball game, not the spaced out one because Jury can deal with that easily. He uses it more like a poke. And then clean DPs, confirms with the low forward. Just playing classic Ken, classic footsies and control, slow pace, super solid. And then, so Just a Kid has to go from one extreme to the other, and in a very short amount of time. Once you're in that loser semifinals, that's the final stretch. That's the marathon. There's no breaks. If you're going to win that tournament, once you hit loser semifinals, you need to win 4 sets in a row. 4 sets: loser semifinals, losers finals, grand final set 1, grand final set 2. There's no rest for the weary at this moment. So he makes the adaptation against Rocky, makes the 3-0 comeback. I mean, I was blown away with his clutch factor. And then on top of that, he gets to grand finals. Chakotay was smooth sailing through top 8, smoking the competition. He was looking unbeatable in top 8, right? 3-0, 3-1. And the games he won were dominant.
Bro, remember the way he played?
Speed run.
Bro, were you streaming when he played versus Toppling?
Yeah, but I blinked and I missed it.
Bro, I'm not surprised. I'm talking about he just command grabbed this man into the mother earth, like. But it wasn't just command grabs, man. When you jump, somehow he knew his anti-airs were crazy with the EX. What is it? Flying Peach or
Wingless Airplane?
Wingless Airplane, yeah. The EX wingless and everything. Chakotay played amazing. All of the stand medium punches were on point. And after Just a Kid reset the bracket against Chakotay,
reset the bracket once again. 3-2. So once again, that first set in grand finals was down to the final game once again. Yeah, so he had to clutch 3 times in a row to be in this position to win, to finally get to the last set.
And speaking of positions to win, I feel like, there isn't too many players in the world who deserves being in that position as much as El Chakotay. So as much love we're going to give to the champion, Just a Kid, I want to make sure that we give a big shout out to El Chakotay for just his years of putting his head down and grinding from the content side of things and the player side of things. More importantly, we have to make sure we talk about just how amazing Just a Kid did as, you know, the new king of the Midwest. I do have 2 CPT championships. I saw you right there, Just a Kid, saying you're the king of the Midwest. I don't know about all that. I'm 2-1. You're 1-2. But right now,
the throne switches hands quick. I feel like in these streets,
people are so fickle.
This has been your entire argument since this show has began about the old guard trying to hold on to power for too long. How long are those results relevant for?
It was a few months ago, Brian. It was
That's
a
all
few
it
months
takes.
ago.
That's all it takes.
Well, look, one of the reasons why Just a Kid could even make a case for this is that it's not like he just came and won this tournament out of nowhere. We have to bring up, as we talked about before, we have to bring up that 5v5 as well. The man goes with everyone watching and clutches out and OCVs a whole very strong in-game West Coast team. And then he comes up here, has to fight me, a loser side of top 8, where a lot of people felt whoever win that might win the tournament. Right. And that's high pressure. And he beats me 3-1 and then goes on to win the whole tournament, having to do reverse 3-0s and everything. You can't deny the level of clutch.
Since competition has ramped up again, he has been consistent in every competitive avenue he's applied himself in, right? So, I feel like the momentum was heavily on his side. I feel like it's been a long time coming. Bro.
He's ascended. Eventually, I feel like there are certain performances you have that kind of just catapult you into a different level of in your own mind. Like, forget what everyone else thinks. Even in your own mind, when you look into the mirror and you know in those tight spots. And I think it makes it so that when he's in those 0-2 situations, he's very confident that he's still about to win. And I think that he's just grown so much as a player and as a person. And I couldn't be more proud for people to know that there is another king of the Midwest. And some would say the king, even though I don't know about all that yet. I don't know. But
I don't know. I think the throne might have swapped hands, but yes, I couldn't have said it better myself. I've known David since he was a wee lad, finding him at the local, pulling him out of the dumpster where he was picking Rasheed and only spamming dive kicks, didn't know how to play at all, and he's grown so much since then, carrying us and carrying himself to the title of champion of the Midwest. And yeah, you're right. Couldn't be more proud. But that said, there's been another big event over the past weekend.
Bro,
a really big one, actually.
God.
A really big one. This one, it honestly caught me by surprise. We have seen the first look at Street Fighter VI and its gameplay and content, and I feel like saying first look is not doing it justice. No. Because Capcom came with the first trailer, showing some of the gameplay, showing off some of the new characters. Then they came with the second trailer, showing off the in-game commentary feature, featuring, our own boy, Vicious and Jeremy.
Yo.
Then they showed us the mechanics. Then they showed us the behind the scenes of some of the. It just kept coming. I was like, how much content are they actually gonna show us? So I guess we'll dial it back. I kind of, started with the lead here. Let's go over what were our first reactions when we saw Street Fighter VI. Rob, what were you thinking?
I was actually streaming and I lost my stuff, man. Like, even when the trailer started, they showed Luke hitting the bag and everything, right? So I'm thinking we're just gonna get that type of thing, because remember the first trailer at season final, they showed us just Luke walk out, Ryu walk out, and it was more the cinematic stuff, not the gameplay. So I was already hyped off that alone. Maybe we'll see some new characters. Dog, they came out swinging straight haymakers. The gameplay looks ridiculous. The world tour mode, what is that? Like, it's just open world. And it looks like the character they showed, the dude was like, he had a hoodie on or something, some sweats or whatever. But you can see, looking at the other characters, like, I could imagine that maybe we'll be able to customize our characters to look like whatever we want them to look like.
Right.
Like maybe
we're definitely speculating here. We don't know.
We're completely speculating.
Let's be honest with the
people. People think we know everything. People think we know
we
stuff
have
we don't
no
know.
idea. First of all, if Jeremy Vicious could be in the game and not tell us what we just saw on Combo Breaker, then we don't know anything. All right. So yeah, I agree. It looked like a sort of custom character. That didn't seem like one of the already announced characters. It looked like kind of a generic, like, make your own character.
But I feel like that mode is the most surprising thing. I think overall, even there's so much to speculate about. Like, did you notice how, I know it's a versus screen, everyone, but how Ryu and Chun-Li walked out together, and Luke and Jamie walked out together. Yeah, like, is that some 2v2 action?
Maybe the story mode, maybe? New ways to play. I mean, Capcom is clearly focusing on new ways to play with that World Tour, which I feel like was sorely needed for a long time. Like, having just a new way to enjoy the game. And obviously the theme of it to me is, you know, Luke even opens up, like, finding strength is not like a game. The journey never ends. You know, laying it on a little thick, but yeah, with fighting games as a competitive genre, how we deal with it, it doesn't end. It's always about bettering yourself, and it feels like the World Tour is about picking your character and building up those skills as you go, and giving what I'm hoping for is players who aren't necessarily at that level, who aren't as well versed in the genre, gives them a mode to ease them into it. And I guarantee, like, if you're starting off fighting the delivery guy before you go to challenge Ryu and Chun-Li and Luke and Jamie, you know, I feel like it's obviously setting you up to ramp up to learn skills as you progress, to allow you to learn the game and understand the genre at a deeper level, rather than hopping online and immediately, you know, kind of getting beat a little bit, because, you know, people have been playing this game in this genre for a very long time. There's a lot of veterans in the scene, and Street Fighter 6 is definitely going to bring in a lot of new players. So having a mode like that to help have fun while learning the game is awesome to see. I'm super excited to see more news about the World Tour.
So everyone knows, like, of course, we're gonna be doing a lot of talking about Street Fighter 6. So we're not gonna go in super depth about everything as we're gonna do in future episodes of No Neutral, right? But one thing I want to make sure I bring in when we talk about new ways to play, I posted a tweet about it. It got like a whole lot of people agreed. The new way to play as far as the modern control system. That makes my heart smile, because I'm telling you, there's so many things that any of us who love this community, we all have opinions about what could be done better to make it more accessible. And I'm gonna bring up who are those big streamers, Lyric and Shroud and all those people?
Yeah, the AT&T Annihilator Cup, where they had the Street Fighter V leg of the competition where they're competing. A bunch of big streamers. Some of the biggest names in Twitch were competing, and part of the tournament was playing Street Fighter V. So it was interesting to see some well-known people in the gaming sphere. A lot of them, it was their first time playing a fighting game ever, and it really refreshed your perspective on it. Yeah, when I'm watching them and I'm hearing how, you know, some of them were like, man, this is so hard, and I'm like, wow. When I think about somebody being newer or casual, I'm probably thinking about like a gold rank or something. But a gold rank is deep actually into the game. Like, you know, you guys out there they're amazing.
You're amazing. You're actually godlike.
If you know how to do all your moves on command, you're one of the best players in the world.
They can do combos and everything when they want to. So one of the main things with fighting games is that it, to me, has been the fact that it's so tough to just pick it up. Like, we're speaking objectively, it's not the easiest thing to just pick it up and have fun immediately. Like, you have to lose so much and everything. And I know there's so many people out there, I've had these debates where they say, oh, well, we don't need them, or, oh, you know, it's supposed to be hardcore. No, man, that's just not true whatsoever, in my opinion. Outside of just business, right? Don't you just want people to enjoy this amazing thing that we have called fighting games, called the fighting game community? Like, we love it so much, and we've dedicated so much of our lives to this stuff. Imagine, like, even if you're not doing it professionally or whatever, even if you just do it as a hobby or whatever, and play in ranked mode, you've put so many hours into this, and it's for a reason, because it's so fun. But there's some people where this big wall has been put up there, and they can't even, whereas now, they can at least pick it up and do a DP. And okay, my easy example, I'll throw it over to you, Brian. The best example I can give. Let's say, to me, the funnest thing about fighting games is like the mind games. That's why it's so fun, is reading your opponent, trying to outplay someone. That's fun at every level, right? But let's say I know I'm supposed to anti-air DP. I have to spend so much time as a brand new player just learning how to do a DP, just the motion of it, let alone being able to do it on reaction. So before you can even get to the funnest part, which is the mind game, you have to spend so much time on the technique part, which is not going to be as fun to learn. Now somebody can jump in there, hit triangle or forward triangle, and do anti-air DPs. It's a good thing. And I do not think someone using modern controls is gonna beat somebody who's a seasoned fighting game player.
Right. I agree. I mean, they added limitations on that for a reason, right? The modern control scheme is definitely different from the classic control scheme. You don't have access to your full set of normal moves based on the diagram that they released. So they understand how to tailor the modern controls to balance it with classic controls. But yeah, I agree. I feel like there's you want new players to be able to hop in and have their eyes opened to what there is to come. And when they aren't able to get over certain humps, they don't even get to see where the next step begins and where the journey could go. They're just left in the darkness, right? They have no idea what the next step could be. So that's definitely a really interesting inclusion from Capcom, which I'm definitely here for it. I will love to see how it balances out in the end. I'm gonna try them. I'm gonna be trying some one button DPs, maybe some one button other special moves, whatever. We'll see what comes in the future when they reveal more information. But guys, we'll definitely go more in depth on Street Fighter 6, all the characters that come out and are revealed, and all the mechanics. We'll break it down on No Neutral, but we gotta give it a bit at a time. We gotta stretch it out until it's actually released. We still got a long time to go before 2023 when Street Fighter 6 is out. We're just gonna drop feed you as much as we can, stretch out that CPM, right? That's how you get it done. Content creation. That said, guys, coming up this weekend, we still have more Street Fighter V action, and arguably, not even arguably,
it's not arguable.
Undeniably, the best Street Fighter V action. We have CPT Japan, singular, coming up today. The top 16 will be getting started today. And man, normally we like to do a preview and kind of a look back on the history of a region, but it almost feels like I don't even know where to begin, and I don't even know where to end with this, because Japan has obviously been the center for Street Fighter. It's the region that everyone wants to beat. It's where you want to go to train. You want the players to come out to your region so you can test your mettle against the best in the world, because the level of talent is just so deep, and this bracket is no exception. I'm looking at the bracket numbers. It's like 3 times larger than any of the CPT brackets we've had so far. And just scrolling over, the brackets haven't been released at the time of this recording here, but we're looking at the names. Immediately, I'm being bombarded with S-tier player after S-tier player. I don't even know where to begin. Daigo, Tokido, Moke, Dogra, like Fujimura, Fudo, Gachikun. What do I even say?
I think the first place to start with this, Brian, because I fully agree, it's so hard to decide where to start. It's just the severity of like how wild it is for Japan to be playing for the one spot. Like this tournament is about to be wild. Even when I think last year they had 4 CPT events, and that still felt like, man, I don't know, that might not be enough. Right. So remember, they were like one of the only regions, if not the only region, that their top 8s, they had top 8s where there was at least 7 different people, maybe a full 8 different people.
Yeah, usually it was like at most 2 or 3 people who had been in a previous top 8. For the most part, it was more than 50% brand new faces each time. I think if you did that in most regions, you would not see that. You would see like 60% repeat, I think, for most regions around that level.
There's clearly defined,
and even in this region at the time last year, 2021, it was all about Kawano. He was the most consistent player by far in the Japan region. He took Topanga League, and he was just doing work in every EVO Online. He was winning every championship that came his way. And even in the CPT events, he didn't win until the final qualifier. And he got to grand finals against Daigo in the 3rd one, but it wasn't until the 4th one where he won, and he was the most consistent player at that time. So the fact that it's been boiled down to one event, it's so hard to call. But I guess we can talk about the current lay of the land. Looking at Topanga League, which is currently active, you see kind of some new dominant figures right now. Like Pugera actually is looking really hot right now, using a Balrog and Poison, mostly with the Rog. He's looking really good. He's the #1 ranked player in the Topanga League right now. We have Momochi doing work with Cody, and we were just talking about John Takeuchi, who was dominating in the B League, moved on to the A League now, is still doing very good with Cody as well. So it's hard to call who's really going to be moving on in this bracket. Tokido as well. I'm just glancing at the results here. Tokido is 7-1 in Topanga League on the A side, so I think he's getting comfy with that Luke. So I don't know. Who is going to move on in this bracket.
Man, like I feel like this region to some degree, it has to come down to bracket luck outside of just skill, because so many players are amazing. And when I say bracket luck, of course, you're unlucky to be in this bracket in the first place. So we got to get that out the way from jump. There is no lucky spot to be
unlucky or fortunate. I don't know. It depends on how you look at it.
I guess, it depends on your perspective. It depends on your perspective, because you are getting some amazing training partners. But in this situation, they're not looking to train with you. They're looking to send you home and get Capcom Cup over you. Of course, in situations like this, the pressure is even higher. So this tournament is not like CPT Japan won last year. If your region had more than one CPT event last year, the pressure on that first one was different. So right now, where some people might have been playing more loose, I think that now someone like with Daigo's mentality, with Tokido's mentality, with their experience, I should say, I think that they have a huge leg up. So I would be surprised a bit, believe it or not, as amazing as the young blood is in Japan, and as you know, there seems to be them trying to force some type of changing of the guard, or at least get up to that level. I'd be surprised if here, when it's only one tournament with everything on the line, if they actually were able to overthrow the OG. So Tokido is set for a huge performance here, in my opinion. Daigo, of course. Itabashi. We seen what Itabashi did at Capcom Cup. You know, finishing second place
run.
there.
No, people were not counting on him to go that far.
Yeah, remember, it's not even like Itabashi was, speaking of clutch, even with him, he was close not to even being in Cup that year. So it goes without saying how comfortable he is in the clutch. While everyone else is sweating and clutching their pearls in this bracket, we know Itabashi's gonna be rocking back and forth and smiling with every single SPD or command grab. So the OGs are gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
I agree, but you know what? I think we, just for the fun of it, we should call a winner.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Just because you can't.
Oh,
but you know what? I'm
so
going to go ahead and
tough.
go first because I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to call Tokido for this one.
Come on, bro.
So he's definitely in the meta currently. So I'm going to call Tokido.
Okay. All right. That's a solid pick. I cannot argue with that. But I am going to have to go with none other than arguably the biggest personality over in Japan, in my opinion, of the top players, All Day Mago.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken, he did win the first CPT Japan last year, right?
Yes, he did. Against Tokido.
Mago is, of course, one of what we've called back in the day, one of the 5 Japanese fighting game gods, for a good reason. And I think that he's going to show exactly that in this bracket.
Well, Rob, listen, we can speculate all day about who we think is going to be in this top 16, but let's be honest, we're probably wrong already. That's just the truth of the matter. The talent pool in Japan, it runs too deep. Every one of these CPT events, it's almost impossible to call. Anyone who says they picked the correct bracket for a CPT Japan event is a liar, because you never know what's going to happen, but we're going to find out today. We're going to see all the action here live on Capcom Fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Japan CPT Top 16.
All right, guys, and before we get into this top 16, I need you all to head over to CapcomProTour.com to get info for all upcoming events and to register to compete for yourselves.
If I go too far, please forgive me.
My name is Seth. Bow down for my cycle. It's time for trial. Show me everything. Download.
This will do.
All riders have to strike out on their own.
Let's do this.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Capcom Pro Tour. It is good to be here. I see the smile on James' face already because he knows we ain't here for just any ordinary Capcom Pro Tour. We are here for the singular. You heard Brian F. say it, the singular, the one and only qualifier for Japan. Of course, I am Renz. James, I can see the smile on your face. You ready? You won for violence, man? You ready to see the bloodbath today? These players that are elite, that are world champion caliber, that are not even get to make it to top 8.
Dude, single qualifier for Japan is the most brutal phrase in the Capcom Pro Tour. I mean, look, if you guys are keeping track, the brackets are out there. You can actually see who's in it. It's already kind of a bloodbath out there, and some of your favorite players are already in loser's bracket. And just like Brian said, if anybody predicted this bracket right now, they are lying.
Lies, capping. It's like Steve trying to block Exert mix-ups at Evo. It's not gonna happen, bro.
Yo.
You remember that clip? You know, shout out to Ryan Hunter too. You know that clip I'm talking about. You know what's up.
Damn, why you gotta do Steve like that, man?
It's just because I love him. He's so close to my heart. That's why.
Of course. Oh man, but look, dude, we have a bracket here already, and it's, the thing that's standing out to me is if you look at this top 8 right now on the winner side of the top 16 bracket. Mm-hmm. You're not going to recognize some of these names for sure. For one thing. That is not Marlin Pie that you see at the top over there. But I'm going from top to bottom here. We have a Kage, a Nakali, a Lucia. I can't wait to see that. A Cody. We have a Dictator. We have Jury. We have a Boxer and Poison. And we have a Rasheed. Yeah. These are 8 characters that you would not have picked out here. I mean, the Lukes are in the lower side, so
yeah, exactly. They're still rummaging around down there, right? I can't remember if YHC Mochi is down there as well.
Oh yeah,
the Dawson, right? So yeah, another one of those characters you're expecting to see. But as you mentioned, James, we have a nice variety of characters, 8, 9 distinct characters for these elite players. We got some familiar faces, right? We got the Momochi, Dogura, Pugera, Gachi-kun, Yosan. But as you mentioned, we got a player named Kyohei. We got Usama, Keitsu. A lot of players that are going to be looking to make a name for themselves by putting some legends in the losers bracket.
Man, can you imagine if one of those takes Japan? Like, you know, it could definitely happen here. All they need is one win to get into the winner's side top 8. So, but let's move on down to the loser side and see who we have down there. It's Yanai with the G and Nishikin with Blanca. But
Menace
here we go.
On that Blanca, bro.
Jazzy and Tokido, both Luke players here. And Daigo and Higuchi are Luke players as well. But as you mentioned, YHC Mochi with the Sim, and then Yamaguchi with the Luke as well. Now, one of the interesting things to me here, and I know I talk about this a lot every time, you know, I get to do a CPT Japan, is, you know, the storyline of the age of the players in Japan, that the old guard usually dominates here. And we're seeing that again. There's not a single player in the winner side top 16 that is younger than 30 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I think Pugera and Gachikun are 30, but in the loser side of the bracket, I think we only have 4 players who are under 30 years old.
Wow.
And with Higuchi and Yamaguchi at the youngest at like 22 or something like that. But I mean, Japan has always been about that veteran, the veteran talent.
Yeah, most definitely, right? So it's been cool to see the Japan players, kind of the old guard, staying true, staying strong throughout their just kind of progression in the fighting game community while bringing up that new generation as well, right? It's definitely something dope to see about the region.
Yeah, and of course, shout outs to everybody who is sitting here watching at home. We're going to have a chance to hear some of your thoughts on the fighting game, on the CPT, just so see if we can take a look at if we have a quote from the chat over here. and see if anybody has anything interesting to say about this event here.
They didn't brief me on this. My man, Bodega Bobby, with these boys don't sleep. You're damn right, Bodega Bobby. And why would we sleep? Why would you choose to sleep when there is an amazing Street Fighter tournament to be had? But yeah, James, you're right. When you point at me and you, we would sleep. We wouldn't sleep regardless. You're right.
We'd be awake at the team degenerate hours right here. For
they knew who to
sure.
call. They knew who to call.
Exactly. But you know, obviously these guys are playing for a lot of pride. They're playing for a lot, for the position, for the chance to be able to get into Capcom Cup. They're also playing for a little bit of money.
Oh yeah.
As well. So there's definitely some good prize here. You can see $5,000 for the top 4 players who are here. So, I mean, again, like, I feel like that's kind of like a consolation if you're in second and third and fourth. But at least you get to buy some good, nom-noms. And, dude, we've been to Japan, dude. Like, Japan's food is,
ridiculous. Yeah. But as you mentioned, right, it'll help them sleep a little bit easier at night, at least having some cash to go home with, right, or to stay home with. But that first place is what it's all about, right? That's the grand prize. That is going to be the qualifier for Capcom Cup. And, again, this region is monstrous, right? If you're new to the fighting game scene, I mean, you probably already know how much of a threat Japan is in pretty much any game they touch.
Yeah.
And right here, they got one online slot to make it to Capcom Cup. I see Filipino Man and Anton going back on Twitter, or Filipino Man and Justin going back on Twitter. Justin was like, wait, they only have one slot? It's like that? It's like that, fam. Yeah. So we're going to see who is the king of Japan today.
Oh, man, yeah. And the first match is so interesting. This is the match of 2 players that I feel like we know the least about here in this bracket here. It's Kyohei and Usama here. Now, Usama is a Nakali player, and not a lot of Nakali players out there still, in my opinion. But we also got Kyohei using that Kage, a character who obviously, the latest patch definitely helped a lot. Yeah. So I'm definitely curious to see how. I mean, have I ever seen a Kage versus the Kali match?
that is a good question, right? Most likely not at this level, at the very least, right? Especially with both characters having been buffed, as you mentioned. Kage's been getting shown love every single patch. Now that V skill 2 is monstrous, you don't want to get hit by any type of dive bomb. Yeah. Even when he has it active with that V trigger to enhance it, any combo is just going to explode your life bar. On the other side, Usama, we've seen a little bit more of the Nakali return to prominence, right? So I'm glad to see this character's back in the limelight a little bit after spending many seasons on the bench.
Yeah, and it's interesting, 34 and 37 years old. So these 2 players, I feel like they've got to have been playing Street Fighter for quite some time.
Exactly.
Right?
We probably commentated a match or two of them somewhere, somehow.
I mean, I just don't see, if you're 35, you're like, I'm going to learn Street Fighter. It's happened. It's happened for sure.
Some type of famous painter didn't start painting until they were 40. I forgot who it was. Da Vinci or somebody like that.
Like, it's the whole, like, Sam Jackson Coming to America was like his first movie or his breakout role, and he was like 40 years old already or something. Yeah.
You never know when your prime's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, dude, there's that one very famous lady and her husband who have like picked up fighting games, and like people keep retweeting them all the time, and there's like footage of them using Urien in Street Fighter V, and they're like, this is so fun. So
fun
never
for all
too late
ages.
to start. Never too late to start some Street Fighter. And this would be a good time. We've got another Street Fighter game on the horizon.
I was literally just going to say that, you know what I'm saying? In addition to that, of course, shout out to the Street Fighter Duel stage. I want to see some of those costumes in that new Street Fighter 6 game, dog. The costumes are too clean to not get, so big up to Street Fighter Duel as per usual.
That was the Street Fighter game I was talking about. On the horizon was Street Fighter Duel, right? Exactly.
We'll get more into that, of course, as we get down the line. But Kyohei already opened up with some clean whip punishes, keeping the Kali trapped in the corner. How we working this?
Gets the plus frames on that axe kick. And Usama right here trying to fight his way out. Did not get the ground pound out in time, but a nice interruption with the EXDP.
Yeah, amazing challenge off of the first EX Red Fireball in the corner. Not going to let him have it for free. Usama with that V-trigger to Nakali as well. So that's the one that's actually not draining.
That's right. That's the permanent one, because now number 1 actually runs out.
Yeah. And surprising actually at Kyohei, I was talking about that V-skill 2, actually using the V-skill 1 in this matchup.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, nice. Gets in there. Didn't get anything off of the light punch, though. Confirm it.
Now we'll be looking for an activate. Not just quite yet. Kyohei resting on his laurels, considering he's got the life lead, trying to wait for Usama to come to him.
He's also got that trigger ready to go, so he's going to try to, if Usama gets too close, he's going to try to get the frame advantage with a cancel into it.
Yeah, right now, just building the meter. He has CA now as well.
Dang, he's got everything. Usama's got to be so... Oh, how much damage is this going to do? It's not enough.
Yeah, he didn't have another EX ball for that follow-up. Now we got the activation. Interrupts the EX overhead. We're going to stuff that real quick. Usama with some clutch challenges in that first round. We saw the EX spread fireball get DP'd right there. No overheads.
This man has no fear in his heart at all. Oh man, he's lived a long life. He has no fear anymore. Nothing can scare him.
My man's just jaded. Sometimes it just falls by the wayside when you live long enough. The experiences, they take over.
Oh, the good whip punishes. You talked about that in the first round. There he goes, getting in there with that heavy axe kick, and now the big combo off the crush.
Yeah, Kyohei has been reliably been able to work Usama into the corner, but Usama has been busted out, and we saw this V-trigger activate kind of change the game in the first one.
I love the use of that V-shift right there. Just kind of, he had the lead. He doesn't need the V-trigger necessarily, so he's just trying to take the victory now and get away from that mix-up situation. Oh, he made it over.
Yeah, recovered in time as well to not get punished on the fireball. Kyohei, again, sitting on this meter, but we kind of saw the choice paralysis hit him last time. He was a little bit hesitant and stuffs that fireball.
Yeah.
And then one more command throw. Usama going back to that to seal the game and take a 1-0 lead. Again, we are in 2 out of 3 territory as well, so this is the danger zone.
And again, smart, obviously, when Nakali activates that V-trigger, you don't need to charge for that shoulder anymore. So he was throwing out that medium punch and buffering the disc guidance the whole entire time. And so he got that hit. He just clipped it, was able to confirm, and that opened up for the command throw for the win.
Yeah, both rounds kind of ended in a similar spot. Kyohei fully loaded on resources. He was kind of like picking his spot a little bit too carefully rather than getting aggressive and going in like he starts the rounds.
Yeah, but Usama here, the nice thing about this is both rounds with comeback victories, you know, and so at this point in time, if you're Usama, you can't really be worried if you go down in life, right? You're just like, whatever, it'll just be another one of these comeback rounds. I'll get some more highlights.
Right, the confidence should be quite high for Usama. Kyohei, on the other hand, I gotta imagine feeling a little shook. He had everything going his way both rounds and actually dropped them. We'll see what the composure's looking like. Nice DP and stuff that.
Yeah, has he ever even activated any of the V triggers? I can't even remember. Yeah, he always ended up dying before he had a chance.
Yeah, like he was in the position and we were looking for him to activate, but he ends up just getting like command thrown. Right here, though, he gets a little forward on the way in. Let's start it up. Well, we got super all the way through. Gonna spin it.
No comebacks for you this time? No, look at all that scaling.
Ooh. Yeah, I guess a little bit of damage to that V-trigger too at the end right there.
And Usama's now, I have you right where I want you. No, not this time. Not this time. Okay, okay.
Yeah, and that could have been a tie turner right there if he just was able to get a clean hit on that stand medium punch. We've already seen the disc guidance confirms.
Okay. Usama being a little more aggressive now. Ooh, but again, Kyohei always finding a good timing to find that heavy punch target combo.
Yeah, she's kind of pressing after, I believe, the minus on frame stomp. The EX1 is plus. Oh, yeah, just waits outside of range of that V-School. Gets a clean whip punish. Now we can start the command grab game. Ooh, baits it out, but you can't go nowhere. And one more command grab. Usama, that is his preferred round in there right there. You got to watch out.
Now 1 round away, but again, Kyohei 1 round away at least from tying this up 1-1. But honestly, right now, it feels like Usama has definitely been the stronger player here in this match.
Yeah, he's just been picking the right times to challenge. They even look like a plus frame axe kick, and he still managed to get a button before Kyohei did.
Again, no fear, man. This guy he wants to interrupt everything, I swear. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, clean DP, and now we got the corner control again, but this is not spelled victory for Kyohei as much as you would think it would. Usama's just been comfortable, and he sees the fireball with the V-trigger freeze, so a big jump and punish.
Yeah, and that's it. Catches up in life without having spending any meter at all, so he still has that critical art on deck.
Oh, you are correct. That's going to spell.
One hit now? Yeah, there it is. Is this going to kill? Is this going to kill?
I think so. We got the V-trigger power up. Usama takes his spot in winner's side top 8 for Japan. 2-0 Kyohei in the process.
Ooh, there we go. Usama with the first game all about those comebacks. And then Kyohei managed to take one round here, prevented the comeback. But then Usama's like, you know what? I can win without comebacks.
Yeah.
I'm just going to dominate these next 2 rounds. And we have a Nakali on the winner's side of top 8 for CPT Japan, for the only Japan CPT. We're going to say this like 1,000 times today because it's just, I don't believe it, right? I can't convince myself that this is the only one.
It is definitely a wild thing to think about with the level of talent from the region. And always, you said, right, Usama going to be the first one in top 8 on that Nakali. We saw command throws towards the end of 3 out of the 4 rounds he won, right? And he really didn't go to that in the rounds leading up to it. Right? He honestly saved it for the end. Great stuff. I thought the conditioning throughout was just super on point. We even saw it at the end there, him able to take advantage of just how uncomfortable Kyohei was in the neutral, cut off his path with the crouch medium kick, and I believe the confirm got easier in this patch as well. So a little bit more consistency for Nakali as we see him in top 8. Well done.
Yeah. I'm excited about this next match.
I know. Tell him about it, James.
I'm excited.
Tell him about it.
We've got Ketsu, of course, who is going to be going with Lucia. And in fact, he's going up against Momochi, and Momochi has listed himself as a Cody player, so it's a lore matchup, too.
Oh, snap. All right, yeah,
Get
that's
the final
a good point.
fight match here, but obviously Lucia, I feel like has gotten a lot stronger. So we've seen some signs of how people have showed the strength of the characters. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to go. But he's going to be going up against Momochi, who did send Tokido to losers. He's the guy who sent Tokido to losers.
Oh,
here.
okay.
So,
Thank
but
you.
again, we have another quote from the chat over here. Let's see what you guys have to say watching this from home.
Yeah, I believe it was my man, was it Chef Gunzer? With, man, I love watching fighting games. I know that's something we share as well. We got the best seat in the house a lot of the time when it comes to commentating, so we're privileged in that way. It's definitely a great thing, and it's awesome seeing fighting games get back into their full swing. You know what I'm saying? We got the offline tournament
Combo
circuit back
breaker,
coming in. Yeah, it just feels good to have weekends where we can dedicate ourselves to watching fighting games. We feel right at home with that.
You know, speaking of Tokido, the man, he said it himself, fighting games are something so great.
Yeah.
Love watch fighting games. But here we go again. Ketsu with that Lucia and Momochi. Of course, Momochi needing no introduction. Everybody knows this guy. And right now, I mean, his side of the bracket is where Kyohei, Usama, and Ketsu, 3 of the lesser known players are at. Some people might say that this might be his tournament to win because on the other side, Dogura, Yosan, Pugera, and Gachiku, and that's a bloodbath down there, right?
For sure.
So this is a big one for Momochi. If he can get into top 8 on winner's side, he is put himself in a really good position to take the tournament.
And, man, we've seen a lot of prominent Cody in the Japan scene recently in Topanga League, right? In addition to Momochi, we got Mizuha, we got John Takeuchi. A lot of these players are playing Cody to a great extent. That V-Trigger 1 buff with the knife, they're utilizing it extensively. Just the leading health bars in the process. So it's been dope to see. I want to see what Momochi brings to the table. But I know you're more excited for Ketsu and the Lucia.
I mean, to be fair, at Combo Breaker, Shine got top 8 with Cody as well, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah. So Cody definitely really strong here. But again, Lucia's been a character who's been kind of on the, lower side of things for, in the bottom half of the brackets. But she got a lot of quality of life changes. And I'm really curious to see what trigger and V-skill that Ketsu goes with. Yeah, see, there we go. The V-Trigger 2. A lot of Lucia players have switched over to V-Trigger 2 because they've opened up a lot more activation routes and a lot more cancel routes as well. So she has some brutal combos with that V-skill too, but Momochi right now seeming like he's winning the neutral.
Yeah, and I was going to say, that's kind of the same loadout for Cody in that instance, right? The V-Skill 2, the V-Trigger 1, that's going to be the big extension combos with the sway punch and the knife. So both of these players are going to be hitting hard as soon as their V-Triggers get activated.
See that right there? That used to only be a V-Trigger 1 activation route. Now it's a V-Trigger 2 activation route. So.
And then Momochi flinching in the corner right there, trying to fight for his life, but now he's only seeing stars.
It's going to be a lot of scaling on this. Let's see what he's going to do. Go for a reset? Yeah, there we go.
You played Lucia a couple of times in your life, huh, James? Running up and tossing him over the shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah. And And so Ketsu taking round number 1, and again, showing the power of that trigger 2 now.
Oh, damn, that was a beautiful whip punish, though, from Momochi. Had the EX Zonk on deck.
Damaged.
Yeah, Cody, especially when he has the EX Zonk loaded up for the wall bounce version, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that standing medium kick. So whenever times that I have played this match, that standing medium kick from Cody, a problem, because Lucia's not known for her range in neutral.
And that's it right there. Yeah, it's plaguing Ketsu as he's trying to make his way in right now.
Yeah, but Lucia is a burst damage character. So again, kind of like what we saw with Usama, it's hard to count her out.
Now, right now, you can see Ketsu just kind of weathering the storm on the EX, but the buffer was right there from Momochi. Beautiful stuff, and you identified the main issue, James. That stand medium kick, not letting her get in.
Momochi's like, this button's working.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep hitting this button. This is a good button.
Momochi also identifying the main issue.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice, the crack kick right into the sway punch.
And again, you know, we saw it. Ketsu was able to take the game, the first round, by having that kind of burst damage pressure situation. But Momochi, if he can keep up this, if he can keep up the neutral and play this neutral game, he's definitely dominating the neutral.
Yeah, Ketsu trying to take the turn back right there after the EX Zonk. Just ended up walking forward into the jab, but not too much of a confirm from Momochi.
Yeah, I think Momochi did Zonk and then walked backwards last time, maybe for a shimmy purpose. And so maybe Ketsu thought he was going to do it again. Here we go. Going to get some extra damage.
Wow.
DP.
Yo. She hurts. Oh, trying for the shimmy right there, but Momochi calls it out with the crowd short. Now we got knife games.
Yep. Oh yeah, you're trapped to that bouncing fireball.
That knife talk, that Project Pack. Let me see something, bro.
Range on that. Oh no, that's definitely punishable range. Why? I'm not sure why he would go for that. That was such a risk, but he's got the V trigger now, trying to go for the shimmy, but it's gonna get the confirm. Oh no, it's too far. He missed.
Oh, and Momochi waking up with the security blanket. What are we gonna do? We gonna EX zonk you off me. Like, huh. Kendrick Lamar style. You seem a little heartbroken, bro.
No, I'm heartbroken for Ketsu right now. He is heartbroken. He got that hit, and he was too far away for the V skill 1 to connect. Oh man, I'm trying to think. Did he have meter for an EX burn kick? I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at the situation, but that is a heartbreaker for Ketsu. Oh, that right there. So that burn kick, the light burn kick, used to be 0 on hit. It's +2 on hit now, so she can get pressure afterwards.
Beautiful. I mean, you saw Momochi wasn't even ready himself right there and getting called low. Ketsu doing a much better job in neutral now, kind of staying outside that stand medium kick range. You see, still not looking for whip punishes forward too much. Very hard button to do so.
Yeah, it's interesting because Ketsu is playing a very, very footsie heavy game and not using the fireballs a lot. Goes for the trade combo. Nice. That was sick.
That's huge. Momochi, you know, he's looking for a V-trigger activate now. So you're trying to catch Ketsu walking back. Does get it right there for a little bit of damage, but too far to commit to anything.
Oh, dang. I think he even thought he had the activation. He didn't build up enough, but he's going to get the activation and the hit right here. Not enough to kill again, but the throw is going to take it once again to end the round. Ketsu twice in a row now taking round number 1. Let's see if he can seal the deal this time.
Yeah, Ketsu did a good job. Usually when he has Momochi in the corner, his meaties are on point, so you see Momochi just waking up with a block, now wanting to test that again as he paid for it earlier.
Momochi hasn't gone for a throw after EX Zonk yet, so I'm curious if that's something he's trying to save for a little bit later.
Yeah.
Ooh, single hit confirms. Let's go.
Great walk out of the tick throw and a clean punish from Momochi. From Gregor towards the corner, you can see Ketsu though. I love that backdash. And then we got some special moves that move forward too, man, not just Zonk. EX catching Momochi off guard and then stuffing that.
Okay. Yeah, and now that's a new combo right there, being able to combo crouching light punch and the standing light punch.
Momochi in the corner once again. That great life. Ooh, you reach it.
The shimmy worked this time. He's got EX meters. Look at all this damage. This is enough to kill. Not enough.
Puts him on the verge of death, though. Lucia playing Warden right now. You stay in yourself, fam. It's not time to go outside. One up.
Yo, and he's even got the prison outfit and everything.
Oh, yeah. That's why I said it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Nicely done by Ketsu. And again, as we mentioned, this is 2 out of 3 here to start off. So they're tied 1-1. I'm curious, interesting to see what Momochi is going to try to do to counter this. But again, Lucia is just one of those characters. Like, I feel like her neutral is not her strongest trait. I'm surprised that Ketsu's not using a lot of fireballs. That's kind of how I've learned to use the character a little bit, but it's working for him. And you can see once Lucia gets in on you, she is one of the most terrifying close-range characters in the game, in my opinion.
Most definitely. He might be discouraged from the fireball just because of the sway, the Momochi having the sway on the V skill, right?
Oh,
that
no,
could be a
Chico.
reason, and a clean whip punish from Momochi again. That's how he started this round. He's built up a hefty life lead off those clean footsies that we know for, but a wake up from Ketsu and get some breathing room back.
Yeah, watch out for the V skill now because he wants to activate. Exactly, you saw right there. Trying to swing with that V skill. Okay, so he goes with the sweep instead.
Very smart. Considering Momochi was trying to stay out of range of a lot of activate options. Just goes with the sweep, and now maybe lying back on that stand medium kick, but instead gets hit in the process.
Man, his single hit confirm off that stand medium kick is so good. But what a V shift and V break, and again the EX zonk, the money move right there.
100%, and I mean, I think that's very smart from Momochi considering he was kind of getting outground gamed by Ketsu in the last one. Your EX special move that goes full screen, that's the way to get it done. Skip the neutral.
God, now he's using that standing medium punch too. Cody's just one of those characters that it doesn't look like his moves have as much range as they actually do, but that standing medium kick, that standing medium punch hit mad far.
And right there, again, Momochi ready for it. Had the ES confirm on deck. Stand medium kick, catching Ketsu grabs, holding up back. Now we on the verge of stun. Oh, reaching, and you're seeing stars. And Momochi is seeing a berth in top 8 winner's side.
Momochi in a position that he has found himself in many, many times. Winner's side, top 8. And like I said, I mean, look, Ketsu obviously put up a really good fight here, but Momochi, man, you got to imagine that he's looking at his bracket and he's like, man, I don't got to fight any of those guys down there. At least not yet. So until winner's final. So he's definitely sitting pretty right now. So let's take a look a bit back on this match and see how Momochi ended up taking this. Again, a lot of those standing medium punches, a lot of those standing medium kicks as well.
Yeah, clean zonks to follow everything up as well. We saw EX to skip the neutral and get in. We saw the regular charge zonk just in general to get clean hit confirms and get optimal punishes off any opening he had. A very intense first round ender right there. We didn't get to see the whole thing, but it came down to the wire. Could have been anybody's game. And yeah, defensively, Momochi, you can see, gets caught reaching a couple of times, right? But he kind of repaid Ketsu towards the end of the game because of that.
Look at how much meter he spent, so much meter there. I mean, that is one of the tough things about Lucia. A lot of her moves are like kind of like multi-part, and so she ends up putting a lot of scaling on herself, but there was no scaling on this combo here. Momochi finishing it off, and he will face off against Usama. In the winner's side, it will be Cody and Nikali. Yeah. On the winner's side of top 8.
And yeah, I mean, if you're Momochi, I feel like you're right, man. I think you're biting your bottom lip at this bracket. Like, you like the way it's looking for you up against Usama with the Nikali. He's no joke, of course, but I think Momochi is very ready for a character like Nikali, right? That's the type of game he wants to play. Grounded, even if you're fast, he's used to the high-speed characters like Ken, like Cody. Like, he's not afraid to get down into the nitty-gritty and slug it out. So definitely a good look from Momochi. We're going to see him tomorrow as well as Usama, of course. But we got to configure the rest of that top 8 winner side, beginning next with Dogura and Yosan.
Yeah, Yosan using pretty strong character, as we saw from last weekend with Just a Kid, of course. All these jury players getting carried by their character now. Man, I mean, come on, dude.
They carried from Just a Kid. Carrying them to beat the West Coast, and now carried them to a Midwest victory. Nah, but
say we need a you play jury chant now, dude. All right, Rob? Okay.
Oh, man, yeah, definitely big ups to Just a Kid. He's been holding it down with the jury.
For sure. I'm teasing it.
Yeah, 100%. And just like Yosan, right? Yosan has really been holding it down with the jury in Japan, has been showing out with the character for quite some time now. And on the other side, we got Dogura, who is a legend in Japan, right? Has made a lot of waves in pretty much every game he's ever touched. We've seen him Evo top 8 qualifier, Evo finalist qualifier Dogura, and a veteran nonetheless. But Yosan, on the other hand, as well, as you mentioned it with the tale of the tape, James, all these players over the age of 30, they've been around the block a couple of times. They got that veteran experience. I don't think anybody is going to be looking shook here in our winner's side bracket.
Let's go, old man. Let's go. I mean, let's go. But let's actually take a look at what Yosan thinks of this match coming up over here.
We got some sage wisdom from the old man.
He says that was one of the toughest wools ever but I made it to top 16 and want to continue to win.
Yo, if you took a look at these pools, he's not lying, bro. Like every single one of these pools is like a top bracket at a major tournament. It was ridiculous to see the level of competition that we didn't even get to see on stream. So because a lot of the players did stream their runs in pools though, so if you're looking for some of that action, definitely go out and check out the various streams around the block, of course. But we are at another top 8 qualifier. It is going to be Tokido versus Yosan. Going to be Bison versus Jury. Definitely a match I'm intrigued in seeing. I think Bison could do a pretty good job on the ground, but with the way Jury players have been playing her, she just looks unstoppable.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It's interesting because Bison, you know, one of his most famous buttons, that standing medium kick, causing people nightmares since the original release of this game. But now, Jury's standing medium kick has always been a problem. It's just that the rest of Jury wasn't that much of a problem. But now we are in a situation where you've been hearing people complain about that standing medium kick all
Constantly. Constantly. I saw just the kid's own teammate complaining about the stand medium kick and how it carries the Jury players. So I understand. I understand it is a force to be reckoned with here. So we're going to see how Dogura kind of handles it. A player that has dealt with plenty of BS in fighting games, right? So he should be used to someone being very cheap, and of course on his end, he's piloting a very cheap character in his own right with the Bison. And I mean, he's going to be doing a lot of damage. Jury's still not too much health, so she's going to be exploding if she ever gets hit in certain circumstances. But I'm expecting Yosan to bring the heat as well.
And you know, all the Jury players at home are being like, man, what are you guys giving us crap for? We've been suffering for like 5 years, dude. Jury players deserve to have a strong Jury character. So you know what?
Well then.
Well, what was just the kid's CFN name? Just a Foot Lover or something like that?
Oh God, let's not talk about that.
Shout out to Jury fans, you feel me?
You know what? It was just like Capcom's like, we gave her 2 new costumes. We gotta make her good, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, smart. That's the way you got to get it done for sure. This is actually one of her cleaner costumes too. I
Oh
love
yeah,
this one.
yeah, no, for sure. Shout outs. This was one of the costume winners. Yeah, this one's really, really nice. I like this costume.
Yosan repping with Ogre. Wow, showing the first crouch medium kick confirmed. And you see the Oki getting the dash forward, even on the back tech, still with the throw. That's cheap.
Just like you're talking about just the kid's name, and Yosan's name is Romancing Jury. So
They know who they like. They know what they like. They know who they like. And Capcom does too.
Meanwhile, we've got Ikoma Devil on the other side.
What
with
the?
What happened?
Just tossed her out of the flip kick. You thought you were airborne. Psych.
Oh man.
That's a delayed flight right there. You're still grounded.
That was an execution error by Dogura right there. I think he was just trying to do a crouching punch or something like that, but came out as the Psycho Flame instead. And so he's down this round.
Yosan looking good.
Okay. Dogura with the threatening walk.
Bison got one of the most intimidating walks in the game. Yeah, I love him not overextending as well, right? Not just committing to the dash, really trying to take it slow and patient.
Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, obviously from older games, you're used to Bison having great foot speed. And he's so slow in this game. And the good Bisons are the ones that are willing to walk.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Dogura can still see the value in that. Oh, and a beautiful shimmy right there. You see just a slight walk back. Stays out of the range of the EX reversal as well. She's paying dearly for that. Oh, no. It's on the verge of stun. That means you got a guess for game, and he's doing a great job right now to stay in discipline. Challenging on the way in as well. Got the V-trigger activate off that.
Oh, tried to go for his own tick throw, but what a tech by Dogura. And there's that standing medium kick.
He gets to confirm. Ooh, I like that. Takes the shimmy to go back into the corner, but an air-to-air from Dogura, stuffing the momentum, getting the empty low off the EX as well. Beautiful setup and execution.
Yeah, Dogura tying it up 1-1 here in game number 1. I just want to say it again, you know, like in the first of 2, in the only Japan CPT of the year.
That is wild, man. Oh, and we've already crowned 2 of our top 8 qualifiers. Getting Yosan and Dogura for the 3rd one. Yosan back to the corner once again, but he's fully loaded on resources. Nice. And a beautiful reaction on that one.
Oh, nice. Steals the fireball, and now he's got one charged up of his own.
But again, reach it. No, actually doesn't connect with that.
That's really unfortunate.
Yosan fully loaded. He's looking for a confirm right there to go into one of the stocks.
I was waiting for Dogura to see when he was going to spend that fireball that he had collected. He used it in that pressure sequence right there.
Nice range. Oh, actually charges the V-skill as well.
What's the resource he's going to spend? Nothing. He doesn't go for any EXs. Gets the hit here. Next hit will probably go into a critical art to take it.
Yeah,
But
almost.
the V. Oh, that should. Oh, no.
But yeah, Yosan leaving some damage on the table right there after Dogura with the command throw. Does recover from that. Oh, more execution errors. Maybe no button before the flame. Either way, Yosan gonna capitalize off that heavy and take a 1-0 lead.
That's the same execution
Yeah.
error from the first round where he came out with the Psycho Flame for no reason. Dogura definitely looking at his joystick right now. He's like, what is happening here?
Yeah. I mean, maybe somebody could inform us if it's like a hard read attempt, some of the high-level option that he's going with. Remember, Mr. Crimson did that EX Yoga Flame for full screen. It could be something we're missing, but like, yeah, it's looking like an execution error.
Oh,
But either
man.
way, Dogura, like we said, he's been around the block before. He's had stuff like this happen to him at very high stakes, so I'm sure he's still going to be composed despite that first game.
All right, he did manage to steal that fireball, so he does have that trick, locked and loaded, ready to go. Chooses not to spend it on the combo after that. And interesting that Yosan decides to go with the V-shift, V-break here. But of course, the 2-bar V-trigger, he definitely has a lot more room to play with the V-shifts.
And Dogura looking to challenge up that target combo. Yosan a little bit too close on that stand roundhouse, gets punished for it.
3-frame light kick that Bison has, and here we go. Throw into the corner now, goes for the meaty pressure.
Yeah, those Devil's reverses have been consistently reacted to, and Yosan taking that corner back as well. And here we go, the pressure coming in hot, cracking the neck real quick. Staying at max range with the footsies as well, just threatening with a CA cancel.
There it is, gets the activation. Cycle clutches his way, not to safety, never mind.
Yeah, we're gonna get activated off the EX this time, just tries to check the low in case Dogura was worried about the throw. Oh, stuff! My goodness.
What a presence of mind for Yosan to hit that button on the way down, because at that range, a lot of time you're just jumping away to run away, but as soon as he saw that dashboard from Dogura, he's like, nah, I'm hitting the button. Okay, EX, nice whip punish right there from the scissor kicks, and now towards the corner. Dogura with his back fully against the wall.
Yeah, right. Despite having the stage advantage, like a lot of the time he's had the screen space, but Yosan has felt so comfortable even with a minimal space to move. Oh, and then waking up with the stand get the long distance and confirmed it too.
Here we go, activation. Dogura challenges, but then gets caught. Here we go. Time for damage? No? Okay. I love the use again of V-shift. When you have that life lead like that, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna use my V gauge now to get victory.
Yeah, exactly. Enduring now. Again, we found ourselves in the same spot round after round. Yeah, Yosan is the one coming up with the W's most of the time. See if Dogura can finally find some way to jail up Jury in this corner effectively. Look at this, the gray life. Both players not wanting to risk anything.
Ooh, jump medium kick and not punch.
Yeah, true, good point, right? Maybe just reacted to something at the last second.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Gets the activation. Yep, nice challenge from Dogura using the 3-frame button. Again, a standing light kick from Bison, so good.
He's putting some damage on her in the corner, trying to catch her moving forward with that EX scissor kick. Not quite just yet. Oh, the V skill kind of switched up the rhythm on Dogura. He wasn't expecting her to keep going.
All right, now Dogura's chance to activate here. He's going to get the confirm. Doesn't go for the Psycho Crusher.
And Yosan, reading the fact that he wanted that slide into Psycho Crusher, just walks out or jumps out and punishes heavy. Tries to get with the air throw, but no.
There's the confirm right there. And now,
V-shift
what
at the
a
end and actually
V-shift!
gets the punish, but still anybody's game. Catches something that doesn't confirm the hezi.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Dogura
Dogura.
has challenged after Yosan's jump light kick every single time with that light, with his own light kick. He is not scared, and I want to check like the frame data situation with that jump light kick at the height like that.
I mean, yeah, to me, that definitely looks like anybody's game. I mean, that's 3 frames. That was like at the top. That was hitting right on the dictator hat. Like, I think that was a good challenge. I mean, obviously it wasn't hindsight, but I understand Dogura doing it. He tied up the set on a nail biter.
Dude, like I said, I think that was like the 3rd or 4th time that Dogura has done that, just blocking the jump attack and then just going for the light kick afterwards. He is not letting Yosan get a free jumping light kick at all. Okay, not that time.
It happened after her target combo, too. He landed one time with the target combo, and he challenged there as well. So Dogura has not been getting bullied on these jump-ins, even when he does an anti-air.
Okay, using that EX scissor kick to get in again, plus frames, and trying to air-to-air, but nice block on cross under, and the back throw back to the corner, the shimmy.
Yeah, Dogura's looking good right now. Oh, he tried to get the throw bait, but Yosan, it looked like he threw a normal, actually. Ends up catching her either way. Now we got
boy.
the activate.
This is scary.
Oh, the EX afterwards. You thought it was your turn, but it's always Jury's turn. Yosan now on the verge of getting the top 8 qualifiers.
As they say, man, frames are just a construct.
Social contracts, don't let it dictate your life.
Oh, man, yeah, that minus situation right there. Going with the EX, a big risk from Yosan, but it paid off. It worked out. Is able to DP in time to catch that Devil's Reverse. No free entries for Dogura. Okay, he's got the fireball again. No, actually, he did not get it. He missed it. Yeah, he just tried to throw it there. I think he thought he had it too.
And right now, Dogura, ooh, gets the crush counter here. Gonna put him on the verge of death. No, all the way in the grave he goes.
So here we are. Final game, final round here between Yosan and Dogura. This is what I mean by Momochi's kind of happy to be on this side of them.
Exactly.
He's like, I don't have to fight any of these guys.
These are all monsters down here. You can see it exemplified in the fact that we're in a final round scenario to go to that top 8 winner side. Yosan fully loaded on that CA as a big threat for any hit.
Definitely has the advantage thanks to the resources right now.
Oh, and then cashes out that gray life to take the life lead.
There it is, the challenge again after the jump light kick.
Yeah, though it's crossed up, right? So Dogura didn't have any meter for like an EX scissor kick cancel. Or not charge, I should say.
All right, back to this. Nice. Yosan here with the life advantage, the resource advantage, but Dogura about to get that V-trigger. Oh, that's a good jump in. Jump in from Dogura. And just like that, he has the life lead now. Here we go. Party time. Oh, again, the V-shift into just raw EX, like delayed raw EX scissor kick.
Because he knows, right, Yosan wants to move forward. He activated his V-trigger. He's at a life deficit. And right there, that time Yosan was waiting for the EX scissor kick. He didn't want to get caught.
But Dogura still with the big life lead now. That V-trigger draining very slowly. Plus frames gets the throw. Just one more hit now for Dogura.
My goodness, Yosan. He's thinking about his approach, but there's so little risk he can take. However, Dogura jumps in and gets back throw. Now we got the corner. CA is on deck. Is he going to spin it here? No. Saves it for one more hit. Oh, and he catches the reaching to take the top 8 qualifier spot. Yosan teaching Dogura a lesson. Yeah. Yeah, James. Yosan, continuing the jury momentum right there.
Speechless, dude. I am speechless.
The jury doves. They're just coming in hot.
That has got to be we already saw a heartbreaker from Ketsu earlier, you know, with that V-skill 1 missing, and now Dogura there. That was such a weird situation when he jumped in and, like, nobody did anything. He just landed and got thrown by Yosan. I'm not even sure what Dogura was trying to do in that situation. And no jump attacks came out at all. And that was all Yosan needed to just get the pressure going, because you get that V-trigger activation, you got all those plus frames, and it just becomes terrifying.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of, I feel like maybe I thought it was like a jump. I thought I saw a jump medium kick come out.
Something, yeah.
But like even then, I didn't see it come out quick enough to where it's like a messed up head stomp. You know what I mean? Like I really am not sure. But either way, Yosan, he has taken every single opportunity that Dogura gave him and made the most out of it, right? We talked about it in the first round too. A couple of execution errors costing Dogura the game. So definitely a heartbreaking way to go to losers. But Yosan, if you're in that position, that's exactly how you got to respond. No mercy, for sure. So big ups to the man going to be qualifying with jury. I know a lot of people are happy about that one.
Yeah, for sure. And so there you go. Yosan, Usama, and Momochi are going to be the first 3 players to have made it to the top 8. They are done for the day. They will just be playing tomorrow. So they're just like, all right, I'm going to go get some food and like chill and relax now. And
some combo.
Yeah, exactly. And we are going to chill and relax for just a little bit. But before we do that, just want to remind you guys. Oh, yeah, that was a crazy comeback down there from the chat for sure. But definitely, once again, want to shout out Street Fighter Duel. The Capcom authorized mobile game, Street Fighter Duel is now available to download in China. Again, that global version is coming soon. We promise. We swear it's coming. And
Cross our hopes and hope to die.
and it's time to fly and fight along with Ryu, Chun-Li, and Ken against the Suzaku Castle background, further into Shadaloo City, explore the mysterious organization, and experience the classic stories with all of your fighters, and recall your memories of the original Street Fighter. Your street legend is now back on track, and as you mentioned, you want to get some of those alternate costumes into.
Please. Please. I know it's too late for 5, but give me them at 6.
And of course, you know, this game has all sorts of your favorite fighting game elements in there: counters, stuns, combos, supers. It's just an impressive array of fighting elements, and the associated combos offer you a new battle experience challenging your combat skill. This game is available, as we mentioned. Download it now if you are in China, and the global version coming soon. Join the journey with millions of players to become the best Street Fighter in the world.
I promise, Capcom, you put that Cammy Street Fighter Dual Alt in 6, and I am a Cammy main. 100%. I am about the army, but we'll see if we get to that, of course.
Take my money.
Yeah, for real. But right now, we got
Oh,
3 of our top 8 qualifiers in the books. We got Usama, Momochi, Yosan. We're going to find out who joins them when we get back with Pugera and Gachi-kun. Don't go anywhere.
Time to fight, time to fight. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand have turned defeat. So fight, time to fight. Glory waits for those who fight. We unite, we are street fighters.
When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, hey there, I do this. Never fear losing. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improved. A real problem, but I solve them all facts proof. And if you think I'm going forward, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. Or dunks aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Fight! It started from the ground up, training getting wound up, channeling the inner self and moving up the mountain. Crossing over, passing around, I'm on the time to count and keep score. Years I never thought it crossed before. When I get tired on my knees, I got it digging it deep. I feel like I'm on the road, it really has got me. Since I went to win, no good vibes. If you just did again, I'm out in the scheming, riding around in the dreaming. Once I get the feeling,
The top player is here.
Let me have some fun.
Ready? Then show me.
this will be a good fight.
Had quite the fast and furious start here to the only Japanese qualifier for CPT this year, with Usama, Momochi, and Yosan finding their way into the winner's side of top 8. And now we're going to find out who's going to join them between Pugera and Gachikun.
Two monsters of the Japanese scene right now. Pugera and Gachikun have been holding it down. Of course, Gachikun, former Capcom Cup champion, man, has been a monster in this game for quite some time. And Pugera has pretty much put your favorite player in a body bag multiple times.
Yeah, Gachikun, of course, a former Capcom Cup winner.
Yes.
You know, definitely you get that prize money, changes your life out there in a good way. And again, like I said, you can see that these are two of the younger players.
I was gonna
here
say we got some 90s babies instead of some 80s babies. Let's go.
God, are you really born in the 90s if you're 30 years old already?
Yeah, I
okay,
speaking from experience.
Okay, yes, Balrog versus Rasheed here, and of course Pugera does have the poison as a secondary character as well, so I'm curious to see which way he's going to go. But Gachikun, of course, as we mentioned, former Capcom Cup champion, and was able to defeat Itazan in the grand finals, and you know, as got to be one of the favorites coming in here. This guy's got the experience here, so let's see what he has to say about this matchup coming.
Of course I'll win. Maybe. That's a quote after my heart, honestly. Yeah. That's definitely the energy I like to bring to life.
Yeah.
Of course I'll win. Maybe. Yeah, definitely good. Big ups to Gachikun, right? He's definitely won at the highest level before, so he's looking to get back on that mountaintop. But I'm telling you, man, Pugera has been looking lethal. I've been watching this man in Topanga League. Okay. He has looked ridiculously good. Like, I'm talking about every type of rush punch being spaced perfectly. He's got the dragon screws if you want to neutral jump him. His whiff punishes are wild. He's got taps. He's utilizing everything in the Balrog arsenal. And yeah, as you mentioned, he's got the poison on deck too if he feels uncomfortable in the boxer matchup. Yeah,
both of those characters were just dominating all of last year so well. We saw so many of the players. I remember for the Capcom Cup, you know, obviously we didn't get to have a chance to do the final event last year, but out of all the characters that qualified, I believe Boxer was the highest one, I think at 4 qualifiers. So, you know, he was doing really well. And, you know, a lot of people didn't name him as one of the best characters, but he fought a lot of the other strong characters well. Like, he was good against Dhalsim. He was good against Poison. Yeah. So that was probably one of the reasons why he was able to find success last year. But Pugera's going to be trying to bring that same success here tonight, right now.
Yeah, I'm expecting the Balrog. I was going to say up against the Rasheed, definitely in my mind. He can combat Rasheed very well on the ground. The rush punches are going to be kind of making Rasheed second guess anything he wants to do at that range, where he can usually throw whirlwinds or kind of fish with the crouch fears or the stand fears.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be this distance right there, that little spacing game. Obviously, because you want to stay out of that range. I always talk about this with Boxer. You want to be at the range where you are either too close so you can punish the light dash punch, or you're too far away so you can whiff punish it.
Yeah, we talked about Gachikun's going to be fishing for that stand piercer crouchers. You already seen it right there. Crunch countering Pugera on the way in. That range is going to be critical throughout this set. Oh, and Pugera, that's one of the things that you do, right? When that range is so important, then you start sneaking in dashes because they're looking for something else.
Wow, I can't believe Gachikun pulled that off. Not even sure if that was planned that way, but he'll take it.
Ooh, the max range. Wow, trying to sneak in an overhead, but Gachikun not going to get bullied whatsoever.
Dude, he interrupted that right away, dude. He didn't wait at all.
He's like, I am prepared. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, we know it's top 8. We are warmed up, and he's not going to let the first trick that Pugera pulls out catch him off guard.
All right, back to this neutral here. Again, this distance. Oh, wow. Raw sweep like that as well, just showing how confident Gachikun is in this neutral.
Exactly right. When your opponent is threatening with a lot of normals from that range and it's tough for you to get something started, sometimes the sweep is that tool. Longer range than usual, and of course it's a hard knockdown when it hits.
Gachikun again. Oh, look at that. You see him walk forward like that just in case he did the dash punch and he would be able to block it and punish it from that range.
Yeah, you see Gachikun not really fishing for much. Again, back to those heavy punches, the stand, the bottom, except when he can punish the rush punch.
Yeah, a little bit miscalculation for Bugera. Didn't do the light one, but here we go. Gonna get the big damage off of the trigger activation. But Gachaku's got his own trigger now.
Yeah, most definitely. And he got caught trying to activate it last time with that stand roundhouse. But we're back in the corner, already shoved him. But no, the discipline from Bugera.
Yo.
My man is not reaching. He's fasting from tech throws.
A lot of resources for Gachikun. This isn't gonna kill, but not. Oh,
Wakes up with a critical arm. We are
wow.
not going with that ride.
Wow, that is an expensive way to risk that, and maybe that was his logic. Like, oh, there's no way I would do this on a second round. So Bugera's definitely gonna try to meaty. I feel like he did it so fast, he might have even eaten one of Bugera's inputs. You know.
Yeah. So saw the screw-uppers that we were talking about with Bugera as well. Now he just wants to maintain his corner advantage. Gets the crunch counter as soon as Gachikun tries something. Might have been looking for that activate again with that stand roundhouse. What Gachikun likes, that's his bread and butter. Don't get close. He saw him walking back. Thought you could move forward, but that's not the right move.
And now it's got to be the comeback of comebacks right now. But Gachikun's going to get the activation, and he's still got 3 hits on that thing. He's got, there it is.
That was nasty. The cross up at the last moment. Catching Bugera on the neck.
Ooh, okay, throws the B reversal. Finally, the light punch checks from Bugera, stopping this run from Gachikun. I mean, Gachikun, that was a good 2/3 of life right there. You had to have definitely been feeling a little nervous, but Bugera, nicely done. And again, I feel like a lot of that came down to that wake up super from Gachikun.
For sure.
Very strange choice, in my opinion, but I mean,
expensive choice.
Yeah, expensive choice. Yeah.
And yeah, right there at the end, I really liked Bugera's kind of wake up, delay, crouch jab. Right, you saw Gachikun give him a slight hesitation just to see if he woke up with a button, and he didn't. It was just a slight hesitation that caught Gachikun on the way in afterwards.
Man. Gachikun has been stopping that neutral jump himself. We talked about the screw upper from Bugera, and yeah, Gachikun is also stopping the neutral jumps himself. He's gonna get the stun.
Yeah, because neutral jump is honestly good against both of these characters. They got V skill and lots of long range buttons and whatnot as well. Ooh, as the double fierce, the crouch fierce, I should say, stuffing him in the corner.
Yeah, similar way, just checking that forward movement. Gachikun going up 1 round.
The spinning mixer also from Rasheed, right? Something that takes him across the screen in the neutral. Something that you could bait out with the neutral jump.
And I do always appreciate Gachikun using his costume for Rasheed.
Yes. That is baller. He's like, no, I earned this costume, man. I earned that whip punish right there as well. In the corner trying to catch him reaching, but Bugera's disciplined defense has been immaculate.
Yeah, I feel like Gachikun maybe has got to go for the throw a couple of times right now to try to get Bugera maybe a little bit more nervous about staying and blocking that whole time on defense.
Start the conditioning up. Ooh, he goes through the whirlwind, and this time it's the crunch counter after it finally finds the overhead he's been looking for. Bugera on set point.
Okay, Gachikun now coming into this round with almost 2 bars. Got to use everything he's got to be able to try to take this. Otherwise, he is getting set to lose his bracket. He's not out of this yet. We're still on the winner side.
Yeah, it's our last top 8 qualifier match for the winner side of the bracket. And now Gachikun not looking to go quietly into the night, has the corner control. Oh, but he ran into the waiting arms of Balrog, crushes the glass on the other side.
And now Bugera is in such a great position now to get to that top 8. No activation on that heavy kick.
Yeah, wonder why Gachikun maybe out of range, hit really late, wasn't ready for it. Either way, we got the activation now. He's going to side switch, a couple of times.
Yeah, and then he's got that last hit there.
That was ambiguous. How did you block that?
Oh, what? I'm not sure what Gachikun was trying to do. Trying to jump?
Yes.
It looked like a forward jump right there. Not sure what he was trying to get to, but wasn't expecting Bugera to dash forward. And, you know, you talked about it in the first round, right? When you're sitting there trying to manage your distance to make that dash punch whiff and stuff, you're opening yourself up to be dashed in on.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Bugera did. And Bugera now is the 4th player to get to the top 8 winner side. They are all done. Usama, Momochi, Yosan, and Bugera are done for the day. That is Nakali, Cody, Jury, and Boxer in the top 8 winner side.
That's just something that the dash punch opens up the door to, because the fact that you have to worry so much about that range. When Balrog has really good stand fierce, crouch, medium punch, all these normals that you have to take into consideration on top of the dash punch, there's just a range where you feel very uncomfortable in. And that range is prime for dash blocks too, right? So he just gets in, catches him off guard, thought he would be able to check the dash in time, and he doesn't, and Pugera takes that top 8 winners qualifying spot. And I mean, Pugera is one of my favorites. He has been just like legitimately one of the best players that I've seen in the world on this Balrog this season.
Yeah, and so he's going to be going up against Yosan. He's going to be fighting against Yosan's jury. So that's going to be it's going to be all punches versus all kicks.
Yeah.
Oh man, but now we are going to the elimination matches. We are heading down to the losers bracket, as you can see down here, and this is of course where we start losing players, and the first one is going to go down is either going to be Yanai with the G or Nishiken, who has just been the Blanca loyalist for like his entire life, and I'm here for it. I'm so glad to see the Blanca representation here in Japan, and I think he made top 16 in a couple of the Japan tournaments last year. I mean, they had 4 slots last year.
Yeah.
Down to 1.
Yeah, man, and I'm very excited to see this. G, I think, is a character a little bit underrepresented in Japan, so I want to see what Yanai brings to the table. And our youngest competitor, by far so far, at the age of 22, so he's going to be bringing a little bit new flavor with a new character. While on the other hand, as you mentioned, Nishiken, a Blanca loyalist, in and out, right? Always going to be on that character. So I want to see, of course, Nishiken, and he's been kind of experimenting what I saw with on Topanga with the V-Trigger 1 as well, not just the V-Trigger 2 Lightning Beast. So he should be prepared for that G.
Yeah, Nishiken almost twice the age of his opponent here. But again, you know, I love the fact that he's representing this Blanca. And Blanca's just one of those characters that it's weird that you don't see a lot of him, right? I mean, I don't think he's I think he's a pretty strong character overall, but you know, I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot of players that commit, that have the dedication to the character that Nishiken has.
Yeah, that's an interesting point to bring up too. I'm kind of trying to figure out why. I think that might be because Street Fighter is supposed to be like a footsie honest game in a lot of people's minds, and even though it's not. And Blanca is that character that throws all that out the window, right? He is like very much the one that embraces the wild style, like wants to get in your face, the chaos, exactly. So that might have something to do with it, but I mean, Nishiken has played Blanca forever, so either way, he is a man that knows what's in his own heart.
Yeah, absolutely, and Blanca players are trolls. I'm just saying, dude.
Right. I mean, I'm with Lupe. I remember going to watch. I really hate Blanca too, man. Like, it's always been a character that has annoyed the hell out of me fighting against, and that's what the players on that character thrive on, though,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Like, they're always looking to mentally break you. That's what the character does. So that's why he's like, the players are a troll because the character's a troll, but that is how he's played the most effectively.
Yeah,
so.
And again, you know, he is a knowledge check kind of character. Yes. Now, obviously, at this level, you would assume that most of these players have the experience, but again, 44 characters in this game, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a tough one here. And Yanai, of course, going with the G. We haven't talked much about the G here. G, very strong character, and was at one point in time considered like one of the strongest, but still a very effective character.
Yeah, now Nishiken, you already see one of his primary strats on this Blanca. He loves the crouch medium kick instead of D-skill backup. Just kind of fishes in the footsie game with that a lot. And he's not going to be able to use just raw Blanca ball because I believe the rush punch is a pretty good punish. And the V-skill also a really strong punish on the rainbow ball.
Oh, acting like you ain't going to get command grab. Here we go.
The great equalizer. Everybody can get gripped up. Now you got to guess for the game. Oh, you got to guess for the game instead, Nishiken says. He had one EX meter to his name, gets the sweep activate. OV ships out, but a Blanca ball anti-air puts him away.
Nishiken taking round number 1.
I like that. Very good stuff from Nishiken right there. Just going with the horizontal ball for the anti-air new, and a great confirm off that crouch medium kick. So Yanai's going to be threatening with that V skill just in case he comes in with a Blanca ball.
And that, you know, we talked about the range that Balrog wants to be able to dash punch at you. Blanca has a similar range where he just basically has like 5 options But Yanai has been doing such a good job stopping a lot of that with the V-Skill 1 and with the crouching heavy punch. There's a lot of good anti-airs on this character.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Like the back fierce anti-air ended up resulting in him taking him all the way to the other corner. So it's like, nice job jumping out, right back in the same spot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, last time, remember, Nishikin woke up with the EX up ball, and so maybe he was thinking that Yanai would, you know, be a little tentative on that meaty situation, but Yanai going with the low punch into the tick throw.
Yeah, right. I think Yanai was like, I got enough of a life lead to risk this.
Yeah, plus frames right there. Nice throw tech.
Yeah, he was looking for the stand light kick buffer Yanai, that is, afterwards. Just in case Nishikin gets a little antsy with the buttons.
Ooh, tried to sneak in with the dash, but nice check from Nishikin, and that sets up the throw as well. Ooh, faking it, he's trying to bait out. Oh.
Wow, yeah, that was a great buffer.
Range on that neutral jump heavy punch. Yep, trying to use it again. One of the rare neutral jump only buttons in the game.
Yeah, Yanai, that was a failed buffer right there. Just ended up coming out on block anyway.
And here we go. This is the wild style that we were talking about. Look at this Nishikin. He's not standing still. He tried. He tried, but the jump heavy punch from Nishikin is gonna come out in time and stop whatever it was that Yanai was trying to do. And Nishikin taking game number 1 with the incredible Hulk colors too.
Yeah. My man froze the screen just to get jumped in on anyway. He was like, oh, perfect. I definitely know what's happening now.
It was like
until you don't.
It was one of those, you know, at this moment he knew he messed up.
But he thought he did it. That's what, he was like, oh, I am a genius. That was the I'm a genius, oh no type moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, what?
Yeah.
So you saw the crouch fierce try to come out, but stuff that I'm not sure. I thought the crouch fierce, considering where he was at, was probably the best option for him. I don't think the back fierce would have worked. I don't think the V skill would have worked. So in that instance, he just got checkmated.
Yeah, I mean, but Blanca's jump heavy punch has always been one of the best jump attacks. We've got a champion edition machine just right out to the store. I can show you, dude. I can show you. That jump heavy punch is really good for Blanca. It's always been really good. And Nishikin showed how strong it is here in Street Fighter V as well. It is 1-0. Yanai probably going to stick with the G, stick with V-Trigger 1 and V-Skill 1. Mm-hmm. So no changes from either players. Of course, Nishikin can't because he won, and that's part of the rules. But here we go. Game number 2.
Yeah, man, same loadout for Nishikin as well. I believe you could change your loadout on a victory.
Oh, yeah.
Right, but he's not doing it anyway. We see no change from G either. It was just kind of an attempt to reset the momentum a little bit. Oh, before going crazy. Wow, the electricity actually does end up catching G swinging into it. EX trying to bait out that V-skill landing right outside the range of it, but either way, Nishikin's still looking good on the confirmed.
Yeah, good single hit confirm into the Blanca ball there. And now just kind of walking him back down. Nice block. Micro walk into block. That was probably a whiff punish OS.
Yeah, I really love that from Nishikin right there, respecting that light kick range. And now we got an activation, an expensive one, and just a Blanca ball to response.
It wasn't even an EA. He was just like, nah, I'm just going to go regular Blanca ball. I don't care. You're going to try to command throw me or do something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Exactly. I think that was a hard call on a throw attempt from Nishikin.
However it was, it worked out for Nishikin. He's at match point. Look at that.
No.
The tall G's. Hurt box way up there to get thrown. To get hit, I'm sorry.
Tall, being tall is pretty good in life unless it's planes or fighting games. That's not the best. Oh, the EX rainbow ball getting through the wheel kick.
Dang, what a call out right there. Oh, what a block.
Oh, the hesitation though. Catches the counter here. My man's just rolling.
There's that V-Trigger 1 you were talking about, and he's going to take it with that V-Trigger 1. Nishikin eliminates Yanai, and he will be moving forward in the loser side of the bracket, but he's not done yet because he will have to face off against Gachikun in the next round. Oof.
Yeah, it's been cool watching Nishikin use that V-Trigger 1. I mean, I'm not really used to Blanca in general, but when I do see Blanca, it's a lot of the time the V-Trigger 2. So I like him going with that V-Trigger 1, it gives him a lot of reward off the solid hits he does land. You can see the Oki situation after is pretty good as well. So Nishikin showing off that he is a Blanca loyalist and he will use every aspect of the character.
Yeah, again, I mean, obviously this year the definitive patch came out, which was just like, what was it, like 900 pages of changes in there and everything. But, you know, one of my favorite things about that patch was really the parity that they created between a lot of the trigger choices. And we've seen a lot of that. You know, Blanca's trying V-Trigger 1. We talked about earlier how Cody's used the knife now, how Lucia's have switched to the V-Trigger 2. There is a lot of, I like the fact that for a lot of characters now, that decision is actually kind of, is depending on your matchup, there's a lot of reasons to change between the triggers.
Like we've seen Akali use V-Trigger 1, but today we saw a V-Trigger 2. Same with the Kage. We've seen V-Skill 1 today when we usually see V-Skill 2. So everybody is really making their rounds with the characters thanks to the definitive patch. And it's great to see, man. That's what the V system was supposed to kind of enable in the first place, right? Being able to pick the same character but kind of change these key aspects depending on the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, for a while it was, you know, pulling off the third strikes and situation where it's just like, you pick Aegis Reflector. You pick Aegis Reflector, you know. You know, you pick Hoyokusen. That's it. You pick Ganajin. There's no question. But, you know, fortunately we live in an age of patches now.
Yeah, exactly. And we've seen even some of the most dominant V-Triggers, like players are starting to let them fall by the wayside if the matchup favors the other one. Like I think we've even seen Shuto use V-Trigger 2 with Urian, right? Which is one of those where it's like V-Trigger 1's supposed to be the end-all, be-all Aegis Reflector, just like Third Strike. But it's cool to see the players exploring different options depending on the matchup.
Yeah. And, of course, the next match we have coming up here is going to be looking more like maybe what people are expecting here. It's going to be Tokido versus Jazzy. Luke mirror match.
Nice. I'm about this, bro. This is the Barefoot Messiah right here. He's bringing us into the new age, but he's making a cameo in Street Fighter V before doing so. So Jazzy versus Tokido. We got another 27-year-old here, so a little bit younger than we've seen the rest of the competitors. And, of course, Tokido, I mean, we don't even got to talk about him, actually. We're going to talk about Jazzy first and what he's got to say about the match before we hop into it. Stop my flash knuckle. I dare you. I double dog dare you to stop my flash knuckle. I like it from Jazzy, of course. You got to watch out for that, right? If Luke does charge it up, it's plus frames. If he gets that V-Skill 1 installed, it is plus frames. So if Jazzy's one of those guys that's going to be bringing that to the table a little bit, kind of like that wild style, unpredictable, trying to flash knuckle randomly, I'm interested to see how Tokido handles that, man.
Yeah, but Tokido, you know what? He's probably like, no, stop my flash knuckle.
So that's an interesting point you bring up, because I've been watching Tokido on Topanga, and this man, like when it comes to Luke, he just plays like he knows the character is mad good footsie-wise, and he just relies on his fundamentals as a fighting game player to really do his damage. Like I watch Mago and a couple of the other players using Luke, and they're the ones kind of using a little bit more flash knuckle, or they're using like forward fierce. A lot of the shenanigans are more in their wheelhouse. Tokido, like I don't even see him use forward fierce. Like he's like, I will use stand medium punch, like I will use back medium punch, and just in general, like the real solid stuff from Luke.
Interesting. I mean, that was kind of what we saw from his Urian as well.
Exactly.
He was using Urian. It was a lot of footsie standing medium punches and crouching medium kicks and stuff. So it'd be interesting to see how these two styles clash over here. I mean, heck, I mean, his name is Jazzy, right?
Yeah.
Like he's definitely gonna be trying to go for a lot of the improvisation out there. See if he can handle Tokido. Did Tokido add another 7 to his name?
Just to let you know. The 7s keep growing.
It was like 4 before, wasn't there? I don't remember.
That was a nice sweep from Jazzy right there. And my man's using the basketball outfit as well. Oh, I do not think that was supposed to be an overhead.
Yeah.
I think that was just supposed to be a walk forward medium punch. Oh, does stuff the stand medium kick there, though. And yeah, I'm telling you, like you said, Tokido, the stand medium kick as well. That's going to be one of his favorite buns from Luke. No jumps, no nothing, just fireballs.
Yeah, of course, that standing medium kick did get nerfed a little bit on all the cancels and everything like that recently. but still,
quite good.
yeah. I was about to say,
You can still get a stand fierce from some ranges, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, we'll talk about Luke getting nerfed, but he's still a good character. Oh, that's gonna.
Ow.
Oh, I thought he was gonna get hit.
Yeah, same. Just outside the range.
Chip damage is a threat right now. That's the scary part for Jazzy. If Tokido just feels like it right now, any of these buttons can go into a super, but he gets to save all of those resources for the next round.
Yeah, and despite Luke being a super cheap character, like when you see this mirror match, it's gonna be just a lot of grounded, hit confirms, footsie base, fireball. See, it went down to 22 seconds. Like most of the time, if a corner scenario doesn't happen, it's gonna be a slow, methodical match.
Okay, checks the forward dash from Tokido. This time,
oh, side switch combo. That was sick.
Whoa, what is going on?
Yeah, hit him with the air-to-air, landed. I think got punished. Oh!
What? Single hit confirmed just like that.
My man Tokido coming through.
Oof, but a lot of scaling on there. Oh, no.
And Jazzy still popping off as well, has some V-trigger, actually risking the jump and catching the crouch medium kick as Tokido puts out a button.
Yeah, the empty jump into crouch medium kick. Oh, and then just gets caught by the Sandblaster, raw Sandblaster, so fast, catching Jazzy right when he decided to walk forward. Tokido again. Here in the losers bracket, sent here by Momochi, and you're like, he's in losers bracket. Who sent him? Momochi. Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And,
that makes sense.
I can't remember if it was Momochi versus Tokido, the matchup that I saw, or I think it was like John Takeuchi, I think, against one of the Lukes in Topanga League. But Cody seems like he can give Luke a little bit of trouble, to be honest.
Okay.
So we might be looking out for that later on in top 8 if we run into that run back.
All right, back to this footsie game over here.
Standard stuff, right? We haven't seen Jazzy bring out like a forward fierce either, to be honest. And he said stop my flash knuckle, but I haven't even seen him look for like a V skill into a flash knuckle to try and skip the neutral or something like that. I would like to see him back up and take that if Tokido was just gonna throw fireballs.
Oh man, it's like Neo, right? Like at this level, Tokido doesn't even need to stop the flash knuckle.
They also both should be very comfortable throwing fireballs because neither of them are looking for jumps at all.
Yeah.
Like they are just standing on the ground. So unless somebody's gonna bring out like an EX BP through a fireball, I would just be throwing fireballs all day.
Yeah, and Jazzy did get one jump in, and Tokido was definitely not ready for it. Tokido's had a history of being a little bit weaker on the anti-airs compared to some other players because he's so focused on the ground game, but look at this. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, but he had the V reversal. Oh, what? You know what? Tokido was probably like, you know what? I'm going to make you spend it so that you can't come back.
Yeah, no comeback factor. V-trigger off the table right there. So now he really rules the neutral, right? Because like he gets this full screen game and Jazzy cannot combat with his own fireballs. Oh, but he does have that powered up V-skill, so that's a decent confirm off the light kick.
Knocked out.
Oh, the crosscut was too late.
Can't believe that was too late.
Ouch.
And now Tokido, and in that time was able to build back one bar as well off of that super. Interesting though, because I think the last CPT that I commentated as well had similar situation where people were trying to get other people to use their V reversals, like bait people to do that.
Yeah, you can see it sets up a checkmate scenario like it did at the end of that last game. Tokido was like, I will sacrifice this meter so you don't have something that can combat me at full screen.
Interesting. Oh, good check.
Yeah, but take the target combo. That's a decent knockdown, but Tokido, he'll live with that. This is going to be a little bit more tough to live from, though. We got the V-trigger, good Oki situation. Knocks him out of the sky with that heavy kick.
It's so nice that that heavy kick knocks down as well.
Yeah, and in that corner, he didn't actually go with the roundhouse setup right there. Allowed Tokido to wake up with a button and take his turn back.
Oh, wow. Tokido, that's going to be heavily scaled. Because that was a V-trigger activation and a bunch of buttons ahead of time. But Tokido looks like he just wants to put Jazzy in a nervous situation.
Yeah, I thought he was going to use the CA to keep that full screen space, but he just dashed right back in and took his advantage back. Tokido now knows he is in the full driver's seat, the pole position.
Yeah, but one touch from Jazzy, he's got that critical art. One touch can kill, but he found the 1 second to throw that Sandblaster. And maybe the whole time Tokido was walking backwards, he was measuring Jazzy's forward movement, seeing the rhythm that he had. And he's like, I've got it now. It's like that sniper in all the action movies, where they're like, take the shot, take the shot. Wait, now.
Judge the wind speed and whatnot. Well done from Tokido, man. Yeah, just looking strong. And that's what happens when you try to get into a grounded-based footsie game with the same character as Tokido. Like, he is one of the best to ever do it when it comes to that type of game. So got some more experience than Jazzy, and just in general looked a little bit more comfortable in that type of area. I really honestly wanted to see a little bit more shenanigans from Jazzy. I would have liked to see some flash knuckle charges, even maybe a V-trigger too, to try to get the special cancels and the special cancels or something like that. But either way, Tokido going to be moving on, what I think most people figured would happen. So we're going to see that fan favorite a little bit later.
Yeah, and his reward is to go up against Dogura in the losers bracket.
Nice.
So Tokido's got to fight Dogura coming up next. So it's going to be that's going to be a good match coming up. But of course, the next match, I know a lot of people have been waiting to see this guy play, which of course is Daigo Umehara. But of course, we're going to take a quick break before we get there. But Daigo versus YHC Mochi, these guys have fought each other plenty of times. Yeah, right. Dude, that was the most genuine oh no. Oh my God. Like, I felt, dude. I didn't know. You were watching a video of the dog on the balcony. You're like, oh no.
Wow. We've seen Daigo versus Dawson for a really long time, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, but again, just shout outs once again to Street Fighter Duel. The Capcom authorized mobile game Street Fighter Duel is now available for download in China with a global version coming soon. The epic legend is reborn on mobile. Download Street Fighter Duel now, and let's fight each other and join the journey with millions of players to become the best fighter.
I'm not going to stop saying it. Give me the Cammy Street Fighter Duel all in Street Fighter 6, bro. I needs it. But in the meantime, we got some other suits that are going to be unlocked. It's going to be the CPT tracksuits. You know how we get down over here. New tracksuit costumes are coming your way. The event's winning character will unlock the following Tuesday, so it's time to root for the players representing the character you want to see get these new costumes. So again, let it be known in chat, the colorways are actually kind of ridiculous for these tracksuits, so big ups to Just the Kid. I know all the jury fans out there very happy that the rest of her colors have been unlocked in the process. So we're going to see who gets unlocked this week when we crown a Japan champion for CPT.
Yeah, but again, oh no, the next match coming up is going to be Daigo versus YHC Mochi. You do not want to miss that match. That'll be coming up right after this break.
Time to fight, time to fight. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up turn defeat. So fight, time to fight. Glory waits for those who fight. We unite, we are street fighters.
Yeah, hey there, I do this, never fear losing. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improved. A real problem, but I solve them all facts proof. And if you think I'm gon' fold, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. All dunks aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Let's go.
I put that time in. My pride is out the roof, I get that grind in. So I'ma tell the truth, I get my grind on. You know the pressure make all of these diamonds. I tell them get back, step back, fast track, big lap, big facts. I'm past that, yeah. I'm trying to get ahead, get out the way. Now move forward, stand back, now break away. I'm about to bring it on. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, I'ma go all of the round. See the sights, yeah. Hop out and I'm scheming, ride around and I'm dreaming. Once I get the feeling, nobody can stop me. Hit it, I'm on gold, fanning all you foes. Once I'm on the road, I'm knocking out of the door. I got the range, if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me, rookie, run up on me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I ain't never backing down, come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, I'ma go all of the round. I ain't never backing down, come and step up
You won't know what hit you. Let me have some fun. Let's get this mission started. This will be a good fight. Got you in my sights. Neutralized. Predictable. Time to end this. Fire. Double. Seven. I'm just on another level.
And welcome back to the Capcom Pro Tour, everybody. I'm glad you have joined us so far for the intense matches out of Japan, as we always expect, and we are here in the losers bracket. I am Ringe. I am joined by James Chen, and we are going to see a heavy-hitting matchup next. Daigo.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, indeed. That's how I felt when I heard that this match was the next one coming up. Is going to be Daigo Umehara, the most legendary fighting game player the community has ever produced, up against YHC Mochi, the Dalsim of Japan. This is the Dalsim I first heard about out of this region when I first got into fighting games. So this dude has been holding it down, I mean, as long as Daigo, to my knowledge, when it comes to the fighting game community.
Yeah, and again, you know, Dalsim was another character last year that was really starting to show the strength, his strength as a character. Remember when the first patch came out, all the Dalsim players were like, our character is ruined, ruined. And then it turned out, wait a minute, our character's kind of good.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
And Dalsim ended up taking a bunch of events. You can see both of these players at 41 years old, two of the older players in our bracket right now. But again, Dalsim, you know, has always kind of had a pretty good matchup against Guile throughout the history of the franchise, honestly. So, you know, really curious to see how Daigo is going to be able to handle this matchup with YHC Mochi. I feel like I kind of remember they played each other in CBT last year, and I can't remember who won that one. Okay. I'll try to see if I can look it up at one point in time. But yeah, Daigo, of course, starting off here in losers bracket, was sent down here by Otani, and then he ran into Otani again in the losers bracket and got his revenge.
You never want to run to Daigo twice in one tournament.
Yeah,
it's too much data for him. If you manage to get that first set, just pray that he doesn't come back, because you'll see what happens. Otani found out firsthand. But YHC Mochi versus Daigo, this is going to be their first battle up in this bracket. And unfortunately, it's in the losers, as you mentioned, right? Not even a top 8 qualifying match in the losers bracket either. So whoever wins here is still going to have to face a heavy hitter to even get into tomorrow. And we're going to lose one of the best players in the world right now.
I mean, this is kind of how the Japan region goes, right? I mean, obviously, we're missing a bunch of names up here. Where's the Sakos?
Yeah.
You know, like all these players that
John Takeuchi, Mizuha, the list goes on and on. Like, it's wild.
And we're going to lose another one in Daigo or YHC Mochi. But again, at top 16, that's where we're starting to lose all of our favorite players. That's just what happens. That's the nature of the tournament. You can't award everybody.
It's just a testament to how high level the competition is out of this region time and time again. And with YHC Mochi, of course, off to an early life lead. That's so important for Dalsim. You got to establish that game to make the op come to you.
And shout out to them going with the sick background here. I love this background.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Showing off the Capcom fighting game and beyond legends.
The Daigo here with this corner position. But man, I tell you, man, when you fight Dawson, everything, you were just in block stun for, I had the mispleasure of fighting Arturo Sanchez recently, and that was not fun at all.
Daigo finds a big jump in though, and no, the V-shift in the corner gets punished heavily with the neutral jump. Puts him on the verge of death, and oh my goodness, the stars. Best believe when you're looking at Daigo, you need the blinders, fam.
I don't think I ever actually noticed that structure in the left side in the very back is like an arcade cabinet back there. Dude, it's like a giant arcade cabinet all the way on the left side. We'll see if we get there. We'll see if we get there.
Right now, YHC Mochi is trying to prevent himself from getting taken to that right side of the screen.
Oh, they have one on the right side too. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I see what you mean. I got you. That does look like a cat. That's dope.
Yeah. Okay. Daigo. I was about to say, man, Daigo is not going to let us see it because he's like, I'm not going to that corner.
Does get YHC Mochi there finally off of a universal knockdown. And that's something Daigo's going to be prioritizing. He just wants to make sure Mochi gets knocked down, get this game set up.
And you always know you're one of the best at throwing fireballs when, like, you can slide under the fireball, but he just sits there and throws like 4 sonic booms and you're just too scared to ever try.
Mochi does find a slide activate there. He's going to be able to switch this game momentum a little bit.
A lot of gray health there from Daigo, lost on that trade thanks to that V-trigger one.
And got away with a teleport, and we jump over the fireballs. Daigo, you can see he's willing to chase him down. Doesn't need the charge. Wow. Had the flash kick ready off the whip sweep, and he's somehow taking a life lead off that.
Yep, and he's got all this meter. Nice. Oh, that was a lead, but it was too far for the EX to connect. How very unfortunate for YHC Mochi. And that's going to let Daigo take this with the currently eyebrowless Guile. But that will be fixed very soon.
Yeah, most definitely. My man's got some age and some facial hair in the process in 6. We will see him down the line. And we're seeing him plenty nowadays as well. We got Daigo running the Guile, running the Gauntlet. And yeah, he just kind of weathered the storm until he finally found that one hit that changed the game, right? That's kind of how you have to play against Dawson.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see another Guile in the next match with Higuchi, of course, the young Guile right there who did qualify last year. But YHC Mochi trying to keep the Guiles from advancing forward with this Dawson.
Yeah, now the Sonic Movement actually cut off the button attempt from Mochi at this point. But right now, since he's established such a big life lead, my man is chilling on the other side of the screen, pulling the limbs out, making Daigo eat some offense on the way in. Even there, interrupting the sweep. Yoga Anvil for the big anti-air, and he's going to kill Guile off.
Yeah, Daigo definitely was trying to go for sweep activate. It was a little too far, so the first hit just missed, and the second one came out very punishable. Now Daigo down around here in game number 2. YHC Mochi trying to tie this up 1-1. Again, only 2 out of 3 here for this top 16 matches.
Yeah, man. Ooh, beautiful slide up under. Thought he was going to throw, so he just goes with the Gale.
Oh, again, there's that wake-up option select, but not safe jump timing enough. And he's going to be able to juggle off of that.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Trying to catch him reaching with the upside down kick, but disciplined defense from Mochi. You need it when you're a Dawson player.
This is micro walks from Daigo.
I can't believe that wasn't a slide into V-trigger activate punish, honestly. Daigo jumping out.
Maybe he's going to get the big hit. Is this enough to kill? Is this going to kill? It is! I really didn't think it was going to kill.
It deleted that remaining life bar.
Dude, it almost looked like a glitch, you know? Like the last hit, it's just like Dawson exploded, dude.
My man, the unscaled super patch notes, something like that. The hidden stealth buffs. That was wild.
Oh my goodness.
Either way, Daigo was on set point now.
I'm glad I didn't make a prediction there, because
I would have been wrong too.
That's gonna be the juggle off of that. You get the hard knockdown now off of those teleports. So I'm sorry, Mochi in a bad situation right now. Oh no!
Oh, it's gonna be punished. Yeah, he's gonna go all the way with the critical art. Make Daigo pay.
Yeah, try to give himself a nice life lead here. Force Daigo to have to make the reads and the pressure. And now he's in that 50-50 higher low, but the slide is going to be enough to take it. And YHC Mochi ties it up 1-1. And so it is now down to a best of 1 to find out who is going home between YHC Mochi and Daigo Umehara.
I love how YHC Mochi played the end of that round after the critical art, because I thought he was going to back up and just be like, I got a life lead now. I'm going to make Guile come to him, but he stood in that slide range while he still had V-trigger, right? So he got a big proper punish off of the Sonic Boom from Daigo. Really knew what he was going to be falling back on and countered it.
I thought he was going to run away with the rushdown character, Dalsum, dude.
You know what? You're right. My bad. That's my fault.
Oh, man. Oh, what a fight.
No.
Nice. Mochi starting off this game really strong here with a huge life lead. Daigo trying to make this comeback, gets the throw.
Yeah, V-triggers on both sides. We're going to activate from Daigo here.
Ooh, gets the throw, and just like that, Daigo.
Oh, no, the neutral jumps. Mochi trying to get that back medium punch.
And Daigo has the lead now, and he tried to anti-air, but it was too
did.
slow. Daigo now at match point over Mochi.
After it was looking dangerous for the hero, he was down a significant amount in that first round. Mochi finally finds an anti-air. He's looking for there, but no, that's punishable.
That had to have been an execution error because, yeah, there's no reason to jump forward with that light punch.
Mochi may be looking a little shook after being in control of that last round, but he's back in control here. Oh, just goes with the super. Daigo, oh, he was trying to crouch under it. He was trying to walk forward. I respect it. Yo, with that trade combo too with the EX, this man is so aware all the time.
Oh my
He
God.
ate that super. Oh my goodness. Walking forward, then catching a flinch and gets the dragon suplex for the kill. My goodness, this is why this man wrote a book on this stuff. James Chen is out of here. He's gone. It's just me. I know you can see the winner right now, but James has left the desk. Somehow Daigo, 41 years old, somehow he's been doing this for 20 some odd years, and he still catches us by surprise. He always just brings something new to the table.
All right, I'm back. What the heck? Daigo,
Bro.
how does he find a new way to, like, just blow our minds every single time, dude?
Son, that was some of, like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know how to describe that. That was, like, a mastermind stuff. Like, the fact that he did the little turtle crouch walk and got hit by the super and was like, I'm going to bring it back, though. He was like, you confident because that first super hit me. It didn't work out. You don't think I'm going to abandon this, though.
Oh,
and
man,
he didn't
dude,
even
look at
do,
this,
like...
watch this life delete right here, dude. Dude, that last hit, where did it go?
Ridiculous.
Oh, man.
And, like, a lot of the time, that forward little crouch walk is to maintain that down charge, right? But Daigo used it for sweep in the last instance. He was like, I know you're going to do something.
I just don't understand how he somehow always finds some new way to just blow our minds. God.
Bruh. Oh my goodness. And this the walk-up throw afterwards. This dude Daigo is ridiculous. This is why he writes books on this
Yeah,
stuff, man.
I guess Daigo's kind of good, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I like to hate on him too, but man, he's so good. I give it up. I give it up for sure.
Oh man, Daigo moving on, staying alive, has to fight against Ketsu. Oh, he's gonna fight against the Lucia. Interesting. I'm really curious to see how Ketsu's gonna approach that matchup, but we'll see that later on today. But before we do that, we're gonna be moving on to the next match on the loser side of the bracket with Higuchi going up against Yamaguchi.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so again, another battle, if I'm not mistaken, between the youth. Yeah, here are the two youngest players that we have in the tournament, 20 years old, both of them. I mean, added together, they're the same age as Daigo and Mochi were, right? So there you go. And Yamaguchi going with the Luke, but of course, Higuchi basically went like with Kawano. These are the two youth, basically, who are really pushing forward for the younger players in Japan. Kawano and Higuchi are like the premier players keeping up with. Where's Kawano? See, there's another.
That's another one.
Oh, man.
Prime player, not in this top 16. That's just the competition that's in this region. But yeah, man, it's going to be a good one coming up next. As you mentioned, Higuchi, one of the young up-and-comers on the Guile, but he's going to have to deal with Yamaguchi, another one, 20 years old on the Luke as well. Luke versus Guile, if Luke can get that V-Trigger 1 started up, it should be a little bit more dominant of a projectile-based ground game. So I want to see if Higuchi kind of is willing to break the mold of the standard Guile gameplay, you know what I mean? Like kind of do what Daigo does and be willing to get a little bit more aggressive. Show the jump, show the walk forwards.
The crouch walk.
Yeah, even the crouch. What if he crouch walks under a sandblaster and then flash kicks him? Like, I'll leave that time. You can stay on the desk and do the rest.
No, we'll both leave. We'll just be done at that point in time. No one's gonna be commentating anymore.
We need to patch in the in-game commentators because we
that's
out.
right. Shout outs to Jeremy, by the way. It's really really cool.
Most
So.
and Aru, of course.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. So, oh man, but yeah, so Higuchi and Yamaguchi coming up here.
Yeah, and we have the Yamaguchi quote, I believe, ready as well. So
okay.
let's get to that. What does he have to say about that? So Higuchi and I have been rivals since we were 14 years old. All win this time. And yeah, I mean, that was 6 years ago, right? They're both 20 years old. That's like right around the time Street Fighter V came out. So both of these players, I love the fact that they've been rivals since they were in their teens, now young men. It's great to see the new generation grow because we've seen this, right? We've seen like YHC and Mochi and Daigo, both 41 years old. They've been rivals for a really long time too. So this is just the next generation of fighting game player from Japan showing out.
Oh, that's so cool. I mean, thank you to Yamaguchi for a little bit of that knowledge on the history that these two have just been playing fighting games with each other for a really long time. And how I mean, like, it's sad obviously that one of them's got to knock the other one out, but how cool is it for them? Like 14 years, like 6 years ago, they would be like, yo, we are gonna play each other to get into the top, try to get into the top 8 on stream at Capcom Pro Tour.
Like, yeah, you got to imagine when they were 14 years old, they were playing each other like similar skill level. I imagine just trying to get better, right? So it's great to see them both grow and just stay with each other. Nobody's getting left behind here. Both players are getting to that elite status in the world.
Yeah, they were probably back then admiring Daigo and Tokido, and and now they're playing and beating these guys.
Oh, the V-Skill 2 coming out from Yamaguchi as well. Let's see if we get the throw bait tech on deck. Nice whip punish to start off, and we're already in the corner trying to get the throw bait early.
I really hope that overhead wasn't actually trying to bait out the bullet button to get that whip punish, but it worked. And you can see it, this early strategy from Yamaguchi, going to use the V-break to try to knock down. Oh no, what was that?
Yeah, unfortunate for Yamaguchi. You're going to get tossed in the corner now. Now he's going to walk back in on guy all over.
Oh, no confirm on the single hit, but Higuchi's going to get a confirm on here. Just going to go for the sweep. Save the sonic booms.
Yeah, great discipline from Higuchi right there. You saw as soon as Yamaguchi had actually recovered, he tried the V-Trigger 1. He was trying to call out Higuchi just going with a sonic boom immediately. And Higuchi didn't spin it at all. He just waited for the jump. He knew what he was looking for.
Yeah, he was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that EXDP has a lot of range. That's definitely something that you got to use in this matchup.
Oh, man. Oh, and Satsa upside down kick as well. Jump, the classic, just jump corner escape, guys, just holding up forward, man.
Even after getting hit, Higuchi is like, nah, I know you're going for the tick throw. I will make my escape.
Okay, there we go. Now, the throw here, you're going to get the knee afterwards. Yep.
Good discipline from Higuchi. Just backing up and then takes the plus frames off the boom. Set up shop here. Yamaguchi a little bit too far away to utilize a lot of Luke's primary tools here.
Yeah, surprise no V-break, but he wants to save that for the activation, as you can see right there. And he's got a lot of meter there for the super as well.
Yeah, you see him even faking out the projectile from long distance with a throw. And just goes back-to-back, spinning the rest of that V-trigger, so Higuchi can feel a little bit more comfortable now. Yamaguchi does have the super on deck. Oh, but he's not going to need it. Instead, just one bar confirm into the kill.
Yeah, nicely done. Good awareness of how much meter he needed to spend for that kill. He just needed to spend that one bar on the single hit confirm.
Yeah, and I respect Yamaguchi getting rid of his V-trigger just because he still had that super threat in the sonic boom. So always good to have a threat on that option.
He was trying to, he thought that was going to be a sonic boom, and he sideswiped the medium kick, but you know what? If it works, dude.
Thanks, Luke.
Ugly shot. It's good.
He didn't call glass on that, but it counts regardless. Ooh, nice job recognizing it wasn't a counter hit either, going for the proper confirm.
All right, yeah. Oh, interesting. Spending one of those bars for the V reversal. So we could probably expect to see a lot more V reversals from Higuchi at this point then.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you see Yamaguchi kind of dancing in the corner here. Yeah, back and forth, trying to catch Higuchi slipping. Oh, and he does with the overhead.
Raw overhead out of nowhere.
Oh, no confirm on that.
Yeah, it wasn't a press count, unfortunately. Oh, but there's the confirm on that. But that better not kill. If that killed, then Guile definitely got a secret prop that we didn't know about.
Knockout reaching a very, very close game here. And Yamaguchi, oh, he does spin the EX, does do another sandblaster, but at a perfect range. And Higuchi, you got to remember, Guile's always looking for that when they got the V-trigger locked and loaded for the cancel. And he busts it out at a perfect moment, catches Yamaguchi. a little bit off guard.
I wonder if Yamaguchi was feeling the same way that I was. So remember, he used the V reversal early on. So at that point, I was just like, V trigger was not a threat in my head anymore. I wasn't even thinking about sweeping the V trigger activation. And so, yeah, I mean, I wonder if he was thinking the same. Caught me by surprise too.
Yeah. And could be one of those instances too where he thought about it at the latest moment, right? Where he like wanted to cut him off before doing it, but he just thought about it the second too late.
Right, exactly. Oh yeah, here we go. There's that break again to get the knockdown and try to push Guile further into the corner. But Higuchi right now doing a good job spacing, making sure that Yamaguchi's missing with a lot of those buttons.
Yeah, I like it, honestly. If Yamaguchi can just keep effectively utilizing these V-breaks to keep Higuchi locked down, that's the way to do it. It's putting good gray life on him. If he gets the hit, it cashes out. And that V-trigger, it's good, but I think it's more useful in these scenarios.
Yeah, but that was, I mean, again, Higuchi's going to take that anti-air all the time just to get out of the corner. So Yamaguchi got some good damage, but Higuchi with the walk back to get away from the throw and had the punish.
And now Higuchi setting up. I like him not going right back in, not going to give Yamaguchi that space he wants to get the activation. You see, he gets close off of those booms. He makes sure he's safe when he approaches.
Good throw tech from Higuchi. Both of them sitting on a lot of resources. Yamaguchi with the trigger, Higuchi with the super ready to go. Yamaguchi is almost at the point where he's got the super as well.
And Yamaguchi again spins all of his V-trigger immediately, not getting much done with it, just really gaining some space.
Oh, spins an EX?
Yeah.
That means the comeback is going to be really hard. 5 seconds left. Yeah, take the throw, stay on the ground.
But oh, but Higuchi not even going to do it. I like it, though, because that EX flash kick, I think it would have taken enough time to not let Yamaguchi get the punish to kill in time, honestly. Like, he may have gotten one normal in as time expired, but I don't think that would have been enough damage.
All right, so Higuchi now. Again, he qualified for Capcom Cup last year as well. Trying to do it again this year. They've only got the one chance, but he needs one more round at least to get to the next round of losers bracket.
We're blocking the cross up, Yamaguchi. You can see he's getting a little desperate with the jump ins now. He's trying to find something to make something happen. Doesn't get the hit confirm either. This is looking like Higuchi's game. Oh, the rollback soulbox kick.
Punching him in the face.
Yeah, right now Yamaguchi is tough. He's trying to make his way in slowly but surely. Doesn't get the whip punish there. That could have been the start.
If that had hit right there off of that whip throw, that would have went right into the super, and Higuchi would have taken it. And speaking of, Higuchi gets the counter hit off the crouch light punch, confirms in the crouch medium punch, sonic boom, super. Higuchi moves on and continues forward, gets to the round of 12.
Yes, sir. Higuchi on that Guile, so disciplined. Always one of the premier players coming out of the region, the young up-and-comer. He's been showing out. He's been good for quite some time. And you can see he does it on the Guile just out of pure footsies and solid fundamental gameplay.
Yep, and as you can see here, round number 2 in the losers bracket is all set up. We've got Gachikun versus Nishikin, Dogura versus Tokido, Ketsu versus Daigo, and Kyohei versus Higuchi, who are all going to play each other today to find out who gets into the top 8 for tomorrow. And we will be starting with Gachikun versus Nishikin. Gachikun going down to Pugera's Boxer. And Nishikin coming off the win versus Yanai, but this is going to be Rasheed versus Blanca.
yeah. Again, you know, we don't get a lot of Blanca at this level in Street Fighter V, so I'm always interested in seeing how these top-level players combat it. We're going to see Gachikun, obviously. His accolades speak for themselves. He's one of the best players in the game. I don't know if he plays with Nishikin a lot. I'm not sure how prepared he's going to be for the Blanca. Like, I'm not sure if he's going to be looking for a standard like V-Trigger 1 loadout or if he wants the V-Trigger 2. I really am just unclear about how he's going to approach the matchup. Like, I think V-Trigger 1 or V-Trigger 2 could do a decent job. Like, V-Trigger 1 can kind of force the one situation, while V-Trigger 2, you can kind of rely on your whirlwinds a little bit more to play a slower game. But yeah, Gachikun, a little bit newer to the scene than Nishikin, right? But he's been at the top level. He's as experienced as Nishikin when it comes to that high-level fighting game play. So it's really all about whose day it is.
Yeah, and again, both of these characters, you know, we were talking about, you know, because you were, you know, waxing, you know, kind of like, not nostalgic, but kind of like talking about which triggers they're all going to go with. And I really just, again, both of these characters are, especially with the changes to Blanca now, has that ability to go with either direction. So they could drastically change how you approach this matchup depending on what they pick. And, you know, they're going to have to just wait till they see the versus screen to know what they go with.
Yeah, we're gonna end up seeing it momentarily for sure. And then Nishikin on the other side with the Blanca, we've seen pretty much reliably throughout Topanga. I've seen him use that V-Trigger 1. He's kind of just been relying on his solid hit confirms and getting the most out of them. He switched between V-Skill 1 and 2. He's been using the V-Skill 2 a little bit.
Oh, really? Okay,
the lightning attack.
Yeah.
So I think that might be something worth exploring in this matchup, but we're not going to see it just yet at the very least.
They're going 1, 1, 1, and 1.
Stop.
Okay.
Oh,
Thanks, guys.
Nope.
Talking about all this variety in there. Yeah, we're just going to pick number 1.
Yeah.
We're good.
No pin by rides here. No bust down watches. All plain Janes.
Yep, and they're fighting it out right now in one of the newest backgrounds. Of course, the Rose background that was added to the game.
Yeah, Nishikin, I mean, he really likes this V-Skill 1 in the neutral. He does a lot of crouch medium kick into like V-Skill backdash, or he'll switch it up and go with the jump. Like you see right
like
there.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
loves that.
All right, gets a nice crush counter combo there. And for that, he's already built up his V-Trigger 1. So let's see what he goes with here.
Yeah, I expect the Gotcha to go with the V-Trigger 1. It seems like a more stable answer to Blanca. Oh! Catching him reaching off the jump. Gotcha now got the corner.
One throw. Oh, wow, that caught. And here we go, gets knockdown, activation. Whoa! And he's going to be able to get the combo off of this.
He ended up behind that jump back button, put the knees on him, and now Gachikun, he's got another V-Trigger. He's definitely looking for an activate, and he gets it off the roundhouse, the classic.
Yeah, and of course, you know, the ability to also low crush a lot of moves as well, but then also just the range out of nowhere catching you off guard. Gachikun taking round number 1 over Nichiko. What an interrupt!
That was godlike, and actually got a full punish on it too.
You're always looking for Rasheed to cancel into those EX tornadoes, because if you don't do anything about it, he gets to cancel into the roll forward, and now you're in negative frames, and it's a bad situation. It's a way for Rasheed to get in kind of for free, unless you can interrupt it like Nichiko did.
Wow, what a neutral jump anti-air right there from Gachikun.
Yeah, he was doing that to Pugera, and he's just so ready for it.
That is a wild answer. Oh, you talked about that jump heavy punch, bro. You think you could anti-air it.
Oh, man.
What'd you think wrong?
Nice to have a good jump attack button like that.
Yeah, I love the patience for both sides right here. Again, the V-triggers are active. They don't want to give each other that window. Oh, but ends up finding it with that empty jump low. Gachikun, perfect spacing on that. Just caught Nishikin off guard. Overhead block. The pressure is being eaten from Nishikin. Survives, and now he gets his turn for V-trigger.
Yep, and yeah, look at that. All those plus frames on that electricity. But here we go. Confirming the super. Is this going to kill? Is this going to kill? Oh, what?
Puts it on a pixel. Wow, he just woke up with it. And I love that V reversal punish. Gachikun ready. Lying and wait for that. James can do nothing but clap.
Dude, I mean, think about it. Like, a lot of times when players, you went for that super, Pixel didn't kill, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh crap, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Dude, Gachikun, no panic.
Yeah.
He got in that situation, blocked the Blanca ball, was like, I already know what to do. Here we go, done.
It's easy to panic when your opponent lives on a pixel, and it's even easier to panic when they wake up with a full screen special right after.
Right.
And he still kept his composure and punished perfectly.
Gachikun with that first game trying to send Nishikin out of this tournament. Again, Gachikun, Capcom Cup winner, so we know how strong he is.
Most definitely. And now, quick tech throw. Gonna reset, able to deplete that stun gauge, so we're gonna be nice and slow in the neutral again.
Yeah, Nishikin really utilizing that neutral jump, but you gotta be careful because again, Gachikun has that medium punch anti-air, the towards medium punch. And again,
the big crouch piercing beam again. Nice combo off this. Yeah, the V-trigger 1 rolling into the corner. Tries to chase down the V-reverse, at least put some pressure on him, but Gachikun cuts it off at the pass.
And now here we go, throw into the corner. Gachikun does not have the V-trigger ready, but he's got plenty of life to gain it before the end of this round is over. And Nishikin about to run out of his own. But there's that neutral empty jump, and then Gachikun with the long downtown range shimmy right there for the whiff punish. He is at match point.
Yeah, but the hits are before the shimmy were both either a neutral jump empty low or a forward jump empty low. So Gachikun really spacing out those max range crouch medium kicks.
Good reaction to the forward jump. And again, there it is.
So good.
And you know, one of the problems is I commented on earlier, Blanca, one of the rare characters that has a neutral jump that
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, James. He tried to escape with EX Rainbow Ball and he just hit the vertical spinning mixer he's dead off of it as well. Ridiculous right there. Gachikun keeping him locked up for the dub.
doing it in quick fashion. 2-0 over Nishikin. And Gachikun's going to move on. He is our first qualifier into the top 8 on the loser's side. I mean, what I was trying to say before that nice stun right there from Gachikun is that, you know, most characters neutral jump in this game, they have the same buttons as when they diagonal jump. It's different from a lot of old games. But for Blanca, he actually has a unique neutral jump heavy punch. So he actually doesn't have access to that great jumping fierce that hits super low. And that's what allows Gachikun to anti-air with his towards medium punch really well.
And I love the fact that Gachikun, he anti-airs with that towards medium punch, and then he follows it up with Eagle Spike every time, right? So it's extra damage, it's corner carry, it's Oki. Like, he is making the most out of it. He's not just getting one normal and then letting it go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And you know, it's one of the benefits of that towards medium punch. It's a knockdown. It's like one of the rare normals that causes a knockdown. There's that shimmy in the corner over here. This is where it just all went downhill. And he had the stun, finish it off with the medium mixer. Do not mash the buttons so that you can fall and cancel into the super. He moves on, as you can see, the first of our players to make it to the top 8 in loser side.
And, you know, you're talking about character-specific things, too. That was another character-specific moment, was that Rasheed V-reversal on that Blanca ball in the first place, because his V-reversal is one of those that kind of rolls forward. It's one of those that actually allows the chase-down punish in the first place. Not a lot of characters have that, so, again, expert usage from Gachikun. I mean, he won Capcom Cup character, or he won Capcom Cup on this character. He has his own costume for a reason, so we're going to see him in top 8 loser side, and my goodness, those 3 matches we got left, heaters to say the least, man. Heaters to say the least. But of course, you know who else got that heat? That's that Street Fighter duel. I want to see the costumes in Street Fighter 6. Don't disappoint me out there. The Capcom authorized mobile game Street Fighter Duel is now available for download in China, with the global version coming soon. The epic legend is reborn on mobile. Download Street Fighter Duel now and let's fight for each other and join the journey with millions of players to become the best fighter, and let them know you want those costumes in the next game.
Yeah, and in an interesting little situation here, our next event for the Capcom Pro Tour is actually a few weeks away. It's going to be on July 9th and July 10th. So I think that's like 3 weekends from now or so. Obviously, with CEO coming in between there. So you definitely want to check that out, because there's going to be some fierce action in some Street Fighter V over there. But registration opens on June 20th, so you want to make sure you get that registration in there if you are from the South America region. So many strong players down there, and I can't wait to see who makes it out from that region. But you can't make it out if you don't register. So make sure you get that in there beforehand. And you can see the schedule over here. But once we get back 3 weeks from now on July 9th, South America West, then they'll be coming fast and furious after that. Asia Southeast, Central America East, and those are the next 3 events that we have covering us all the way through July.
Yeah, man. As you mentioned, CEO at the end of the month. Big shout outs to everybody running that. I had somebody message me like 20 minutes ago. I'm like, it's like 5 a.m. in Florida, bro. What are you doing out there? So they're already hard at work at the tournament to come, of course. I thank you all for joining us. Hard at work wherever you're at. Stay in up through the wee hours in the morning to see this awesome Japan action. We're going to be back with the last leg of matches. Do not go anywhere on Capcom Fighters.
Time to fight, time to fight. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand have turned to feast. So fight, time to fight. Glory waits for those who fight. We unite, we are street fighters.
If I go too far, please forgive me.
My name is Seth. Bow down for my cycle.
It's time
This will do.
Oh yeah, you know I'm ready.
Trying to read each other here?
At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Hit them with a stopping bomb. More fuel for the fire. Cook them up. Breaking on them and lay down some damage without giving up ground. Drops them. Perfect parries. They got a feast on this chance. What now? They think this time to bust this out? Perfect damage calculation. No doubt about it. They are done.
いってみましょう。地上技で差し合う距離、リーチの差を生かすか、それを手玉に取るか。よく見ていた。さあ飛びはしっかりジャストで受け止めていく。体力はわずか、ゲージ差はある。ここはどう出る。インパクトは受け止めた。主導権の奪い合い、どちらが仕掛けるか。受け止めている。
Nothing stops this train. Ooh, the drive is back in for a punish. Player 1 can't win this without pulling the trigger. Noticeable life lead.
受け止めながらここは出し惜しみはなし。出血大サービスだ。ダメージ計算、ゲージ管理バッチリ。
We're here for the final block of 3 matches to determine who's going to be playing in the top 8 tomorrow for the only Japan CPT event of the year. I'm James Chen, joined once again by Ringe to bring you the action.
Oh, yes, most definitely. And the action has been brought throughout the bracket today. If we can take a look at it and see how we've got here, I would most definitely appreciate it. So you can see right here in the losers bracket of top 16, our round 1 is complete, and Gachikun has qualified for top 8 already, but we got heavy-hitting matchups to go.
Man.
Dogra versus Tokido, Ketsu versus Daigo, Kyohei versus Higuchi for the remaining spots. ridiculous sets. We've already lost some of the best players in the world. Yamaguchi, Mochi, Kawano, all kinds of players didn't even get to top 16. And we see some heavy hitters dropping off here as well. However, we're going to lose one more legend in the fighting game community. Don't get it twisted. Both of these guys are legends. Tokido versus Dogra. You see they've been around the block, 34 and 36 years old. Dogra rocking the dictator to Bison, a character he's been putting bodies in bags within this game throughout its lifespan. And Tokido, of course, my man, on the Akuma at the beginning. That is his tried and true character, what he's known for. But lately, he has been soul searching. We've seen him on the Urian. Now we see him on the Luke. He's just trying to get whatever gives him the best chance at winning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people actually tell you Luke gives you a pretty good chance of winning. I mean, we've definitely already had one qualifier in Samurai, if you remember. He took it with Luke, and I'm sure, you know, it's funny because there's a lot of Tokido fans out there. They're probably like, we want Tokido to win, but if he wins, do they unlock a different tracksuit color? You know, like I think
yeah, true.
people are like, you know what? Like, give us the jury tracksuits. Oh no, but we already got those too.
We got the jury ones
We got
too.
those already.
We need a Chun-Li to win.
Yeah, there you go, there you go. Or maybe Cody. Let's just get
that would be sick.
Let's get some Cody colors.
Of course, Momochi already qualified for that top 8. We're going to see him tomorrow, and we're going to see who joins one of our players here. Who was our qualifier already? Gachikun?
Yeah, Gachikun is on the loser side of the bracket, and so now next it's Dogra or Tokido. Gonna be the Luke versus the Dictator, the M Bison. And again, as you mentioned, Tokido, a very fundamental, normal-based Luke.
Like I'm telling you, I haven't. He don't do flash knuckle. He don't do forward fierce. Like it's just stand medium punch, stand medium kick, crouch medium kick. That's what he's about.
Which is going to be rough, actually, to be honest with you, because M. Bison's normals are so good.
Yeah, that's why I'm very interested in seeing how this goes. Tokido's going to have to find consistent hits right there. He tries to take his turn back after that light kick, ends up running into the EX.
A lot of jump backs from Tokido just to build that distance again.
Yeah, he's trying to whittle down the life of Dogra with the Sandblaster, but the second one gets cut off by the slide.
Nice. Dogra with round number 1, and again, like I said, Bison's neutral is so scary. I mean, those buttons are so powerful, and if he can find the moment to get in with that EX scissors, but of course he doesn't have any resources right now for that.
Yeah, and oh, the slide actually just outside the range of the Sandblaster. That was ridiculous. Tokido waking up with an EX.
Oh, staring down for a second. Tokido took first swing.
Ooh, neutral jump right there. Thought he would come with an EX scissor kick.
This is that throw range from M. Bison, obviously. Well, as we mentioned, slow foot speed, but that's why they gave him one of the best throw ranges in the game.
Yeah, right there, no anti-air. Tokido just taking the throw. Again, very close on the life here. Both players playing discipline until Dogra busts out.
Okay, back throw. Oh, fakes the meaty.
Yeah.
Fakes the meaty. Maybe tried to bait something out, but Tokido gets the hit, and now the throw of his own.
Definitely Tokido much more willing to jump at this matchup than I've seen in pretty much any other one. However, he gets command grab anyway.
Okay, activation, and yeah, that erases the bomb as well. Is he going to go into the super? Yes, it is. There's going to be a lot of scaling on this thanks to the trigger activation, so almost for sure not going to kill.
Oh, yeah, and Tokido went with the immediate throw after getting a jump in last time, so this time he catches Dogra off guard with the crouch medium punch, giving him just enough time to perhaps jump himself and get caught.
Okay, so 1 round apiece here.
Wow, he actually absorbed a Sandblaster. That's impressive. Yeah, that's not easy to do.
I didn't even think about that, yeah. Oh, man, I was like, wait, you can do that? Oh, yeah, of course, the projectile. Oh, nice whiff punish. Oh, what the? That wasn't even a cross-up button.
Yeah, and he ends up on. He hits him on the front, but ends up in the back. It's one of those.
Very Street Fighter 4 right there.
No, nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, he got the Sandblaster again, Dogra. Wait a minute.
Give me that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So now he's got that triggered up. I mean, all lined up, ready to use. But Tokido, again, with those jumps, as you mentioned, getting the free jump on Dogra.
Yeah, identifying that right. Bison has a little bit hard time anti-airing in certain ranges, so.
Yeah, and you saw Tokido after he blocked the Psycho Axe, hit a button.
Yeah.
And it traded, fortunately, for Tokido. Normally, that should be a win for Bison.
And we saw the power in that jump pierce from Luke as well. Actually, Dogra tried to meet him in the air with an air-to-air, and Tokido's button still won out. So Dogra losing a lot of answers right now.
Oh, he's gone for jumping.
Look again.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
Too far this time. Button. Okay,
yeah, he didn't have V-trigger to cancel into.
Oh, that should have been a
Wow.
kill.
EX Stomp with a wake up. Oh, but Tokido busted out again. The second wake up EXDP we've seen in game 1. Not letting Dogra get any offense.
It was really interesting. Tokido blocked that slide and then did the V reversal. Dogra didn't have anything to cancel that slide. Tokido won at that point, and I don't think he realized it. Maybe he thought there was a Psycho Crusher or a trigger on deck, and he just kind of did the V reversal. He was probably planning to V reversal something and was not ready for the slide. Unless I read the situation wrong, which definitely could happen. These matches go by so fast.
And Dogra, he was ready for the jump in that time with the crouch fierce, right? The problem with that button is that you just have to do it so early. You have to be really ready with your reactions. And even then, if you jump close, it might whiff on an opponent going for a cross-up jump. I like Tokido using the back medium punch to fake out the sandblast from full screen, especially because Dogra has been absorbing them.
Oh, got some medium punches again. Oh, couldn't put it. I wonder if he had hit a cross-up button. Would that have caught at that situation?
Yeah, I thought he tried. It looked like the jump medium kick.
Oh, okay. I didn't see which button he used.
And Tokido just keeping him locked in the corner. I love the reversal just for the knockdown.
Oh,
the jump fierce.
Jump. And look at all this damage. It's not enough to kill, though. Tries to go for the throw. What a tech. Here comes Dogra. Does he have this in him? He has no V-trigger, though. For the comeback, he's got to do this through all pure, honest fashion.
This is grit and determination right now for Dogra, and unfortunately, the stand medium kick puts all that away.
Tokido is at match point and is at the verge of sending Dogra out of this tournament. Of course, a lot of people out there probably expecting Tokido to make the top 8, because obviously one of the strongest fighting game players. What?
Expected it. He did 2 EXDPs in that first game, right? So
true.
Tokido taking advantage of Dogra's expectations there.
And again, all these free jumps, but nice. And now the side switch, and he goes for the throw, turns the left-right into a throw mix-up instead.
And Dogra, he wants to crack that glass, do some big damage. Tokido not going to give it to him.
Yeah, jumping heavy punch not working this time. And this time, Tokido doesn't V-reversal. Oh!
Yeah, very close to being lots of damage. Good sweep punish right there. Not going to bite just yet, but still just bullied in this corner by the loop buttons.
And now any hit in the super is going to take it for Tokido.
Yeah, we're even approaching chip range.
Yeah,
chip range is there. Yeah, that's why. Just goes with the crouch medium kick after. It was going to be a sequence right into super. That's why Dogra was trying to do something on wake up to prevent that. However, Tokido shuts him down on the Luke.
So here's a little bit of lore here. On the Super Nintendo version of Hyper Street Fighter 2, there was a code that you could enter in on, like, I think it was like on the character select screen, and you could go to the characters that were picked and turn off certain special moves. And I think somebody did that to Tokido's Flash Knuckle.
Bro, I'm telling you, he doesn't use that. He doesn't use Flash Knuckle. He doesn't use the forward fierce. Like, he just keeps it solid. I do love the fact that he identified Dogra not having the anti-airs or the air options ready, right? And a lot of the time when you're Bison and you're starting to get jumped in a lot, starting to get bullied, you look for those air-to-airs. But, man, we saw that early jump fierce just destroy him. Like, that was so unfortunate. Dogra forced to kind of use meter. The only time he ever beat it was an EX Stomp. You know what I mean? And that's an expensive answer to that option that Tokido can kind of just do freeingly.
And again, if you do get hit by that EX Stomp into the follow-up, yeah, it's damage. He gets Oki, but again, it's not like it's huge. You know what I mean? Tokido's, for as many times as Tokido did get the jump in there, you'll take that damage every so often, but now all of a sudden you get all this free pressure by jumping in all the time. But there you go, Tokido. Oh man, he has to face Gotcha-kun.
Ooh, that is going to be a fun loser side top 8 match for tomorrow.
Top 8, Gotcha-kun versus Tokido. And, you know, this one coming up here now is going to be Daigo again. But he's going to be going up against Ketsu with the Lucia. And again, Lucia doesn't deal with fireballs particularly well. She doesn't have a lot of projectile invul stuff. In fact, it's like her best projectile invul move is her medium DV, which is not going to work very well against Guile. Now, there is the temptation maybe for Ketsu to go with V Skill 2 because it does. The Run V Skill 2 has like lower body projectile invul.
Okay.
And they definitely improved it a lot. But
Okay.
I'm curious to see how Ketsu is going to approach this one to see what he goes with. He'll probably stick with the Trigger 2 as we saw before. But I'm really curious to see how this goes because this is a tough matchup, I think.
Yeah,
So-
I was going to say, I'm going to keep it a buck with you, James. I'm expecting him to get Sonic Boom to death.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to be a real rough for Ketsu getting in on Daigo. Obviously, Daigo, a legendary fighting game player, so good at the Guile. The hitbox Guile, always ready with the charges, always quick to have everything on deck. So I think it's going to be tough for Lucia. Maybe she can make something big happen. She does have the offensive potency to get that one knockdown and kind of one turn her opponent into a round victory. But just getting there in the first place is going to be such an arduous task up against Daigo.
Yeah, you know what's gonna happen? Ketsu's gonna knock down Daigo and then predict the EX flash kick, and Daigo's gonna get up with a crouch walk and then just like flash kick afterwards, dude.
Right.
You know? I mean, that's just what's gonna happen at this point.
no.
So
Might be able to see it here, and he does have the V-Skill 2 on deck as well for Guile.
interesting. Okay, the leaping Sonic Boom to fight against Lucia. And that, like I said, the interesting thing about that is that a lot of her Tatsus, especially her medium kick one, has good projectile invul. So if you do see Guile go up for that, it can't be hit by the projectile and it can't be hit by any airborne moves.
Oh, that was clean as hell. Daigo already showing he's ready for the matchup. Sweeps right under the fireball. You got to guess for Gabe. Wow, waking up.
Yeah, with the V skill. Wake up V skill.
Frisky.
Okay.
German.
Gets a throw and another
German.
throw, and Daigo's like, whatever. I still have this ginormous life lead.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
be patient.
Mad comfortable right now, Daigo. Even in the corner, this is his house.
That's going to be a combo. Yeah, the counter hit on the Sobat going to give Daigo that round.
And then Guile was real comfy, kicked his feet up on the couch.
All right, backing off. He goes back to the Sonic Boom over here.
Well, as soon as he gets the knockdown, praise upon that.
Oh, no, too close for that. Was probably hoping that he had thrown a Sonic Boom, but the problem is it would have still been negative at that range. Okay, here we go. Wants to activate, maybe sweep into activate.
That's why Daigo was doing that crouch medium kick. So good to cut it off.
Okay, and throw to the corner here. That was punishable. Oh, he had the V-trigger activated, so he could have went to the baton.
That's why Daigo just takes his space back at the Sonic Boom game going again. Instead, the trade does the job. And it's looking like how we expected it to.
It's looking kind of bleak, I'm not going to lie.
As my man Damascus would say, it's looking long for man's length.
Oh, man. Yeah, so Daigo with a very dominant game here. I'm curious to see how Ketsu's going to approach this. The thing that I've noticed from Ketsu is that most of the time that he's thrown a fireball with Lucia, it's been the medium kick fireball. I haven't seen the heavy kick fireball, which I think is the more important one. That is the basis of her fireball game, and if you're going to try to play a fireball game, that's what you're going to use.
We'll see if she brings it out this round.
Oh, the light kick one.
All right, at least that doesn't allow for too much advantage after the sweep.
Okay, yep, here we go. Gets the crumple and the combo into the corner. And now this is where she can be a terror here, but tries to go for the shimmy. Daigo not biting.
Oh, still not. And somehow he figured out the right moment to tag. The defense is immaculate. Look at that. Not biting on that shimmy either. Getting the counter hit jab. Ridiculous.
I'm just shaking my head right now, dude. I'm just shaking my head. That's all I'm doing at this point. Daigo is crazy.
Yeah, and that's what's so frustrating as the opponent sometimes, man, when you see a player just block it all out and they somehow still tech that one throw you sneak in. Doesn't tech either of those, though. Ketsu.
Nice. But
Back
again,
to the well.
You saw when he threw the medium kick fireball, it just flew over Daigo's head again. At that range, that's why the medium kick fireball has a little bit of that weakness. I'd like to see him switch up. There you go. There's the heavy kick fireball.
The trade actually went in the favor of Ketsu off that. Ooh, EX
Ooh, I love it. The pressure.
Oh, man, it's German suplexing out here.
You see, it definitely has to take advantage of the throw game once she gets in close on the opponent. But getting close in on the opponent has been the problem.
Yeah, and Daigo no V-trigger to cancel that sweep, so he's massive amounts of damage. Still not biting, though. Incredible defense.
Yeah, and then there's the throw attack again. Yep. I mean, obviously he lost the last round to the 2 throws.
But like the fact that he's not getting counter hit though, like the fact that the throw baits aren't working and he's still throw teching most of the time is ridiculous.
Ooh, trade. That's a great trade for Daigo.
Perfect.
Yeah, great trade for Daigo. And that sets up the chip damage death right there.
Now Daigo 1 round away here from qualifying in the top 8. We'll be through the losers bracket side, but Ketsu looks real good in both those rounds. He can definitely force a game 3.
Yeah, just getting under the Sonic Boom, just using it for movement. Oh, actually definitely could have been punished right there, but Daigo.
Maybe a little bit unfamiliar, gets a great air throw, V-skill into the V-break, actually getting knocked down in the corner, and a lot of gray life. This could be big for Ketsu. Trying to catch Daigo slipping, but he's so solid. You see Sonic Boom at the perfect distance.
Oh, what a trade, too.
That's decent still for Ketsu. He actually got the gray life at the very least.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and Daigo not punishing that. Was expecting the V-trigger activation. Nice for Ketsu to use that expectation.
Somehow Daigo's still staying out of throw range.
Here we go. How's he going to spend his moves? Oh, he's going to go for the EX. Interesting. Not going for any super combos. It was definitely going to be scaled a lot, but it was, oh no!
And finally, he hadn't really done any EX reversal throughout the set. He was like, surely if I say it or save it for the end of the set, it'll hit. But Daigo seems to always be ready for no matter what option Ketsu brought out.
Yeah, Daigo, and again, you know, like we said, he lost that round with the 2 throws, but, you know, in the grand scheme of things, the amount of times Daigo had the read on what Ketsu wanted to do, whether it was throw or shimmy or EXDP, as we saw at the very end there. Daigo just asserting that domination and showing how well he was reading the opponents. And it's a very interesting situation. You look here on the loser side over here, with mostly 2-0s over here all of a sudden. I mean, on the winner side, that we had some like crazy matches there, but now here on the loser side, definitely the players asserting their strength. And right now, we're going to find out if that's going to be Higuchi or Kyohei right now, trying to assert their strength here. And Kyohei with that Kage, so not necessarily a common pick currently, but Higuchi, like I said, a Capcom Cup qualifier last year and one of the elite youth from Japan right now. Curious to see how that's going to go. Showing age is just a number.
You can say that for the whole Japanese region, right? Yeah, like they are showing out, man.
But the thing about it, Ceramic Lion, I am proof that that is not true. Age is definitely a real thing, okay? You don't even know. During the breaks, I've been complaining about my back. I've been complaining about my back like during every break, dude. So let me tell you
something. My man got it was like, Ringe, I need to look up some back exercises, bro. Like verbatim. That's not even me joking. Like, oh my goodness, my poor man James, yo. Get this man a masseuse, bro. See, some loosen up. I'm sure Daigo feeling real loose right now. You know what I mean? He can go get his masseuse on now that he's qualified for top 8. But we got another match to go. And yeah, man, with Higuchi on deck, going up against Kyohei, I'm a little bit worried for Kyohei. I won't lie to you, right? Because we've been seeing a lot of just solid, fundamental ground game win out the second round of losers top 16, right? That's the way Tokido was playing. Even though Tokido was jumping more than he's used to, right? But that was exploiting the weakness on Bison's side.
Right.
Daigo just playing super solid. I'm expecting the same from Higuchi. Kyohei, we saw the V-Skill 1 in that first game up against Usama. And I'm expecting V-Skill 2 this time just because, like, if you get the V-Trigger active, if you catch a random Sonic Boom, that's a huge reward. I'm not
crush counter on the sweep can lead to big damage as well. And so, like you said, it's been a lot of the fundamentals winning, and Higuchi definitely, for his age, especially for his age too, to have that kind of super solid fundamental play. But I'm really curious to see how Kyohei is going to approach this, and I'd love to see some Kage action going. So
it'd be cool. I want to see, is it going to be, it's still the V-Skill 1 and the V-Trigger 2 for the Kage though. So I want to see how he implements this V-Skill 1. It might have some anti-fireball tech that I'm unaware of, because he's going to need it. Higuchi's fireball game is immaculate, super solid on the ground, and he's not afraid to get a little unorthodox as well. That's what I really like about him. You can see already kind of showing with the walk forward at the very start of the round, the crouch walk forward.
Oh, well, there it is. There's that V-skill, right? Trying to use it to get in over there.
Yeah, maybe it can absorb a projectile, probably. Not 100%.
see him trying to battle with the nice red fireballs that have a little bit more range. Oh, punch counter. Oh, going with a V-skill too is Higuchi.
Yeah, get a little bit of combo extensions right there as we saw it on display. And Higuchi now just going to go back to the spot right, harass it with that crouch medium kick, make you get it on, make sure you can throw the red fireballs. Doesn't have EX to combat it right now. So yeah, Kyohei should feel a little bit more comfortable throwing those.
Yeah, but again, honestly, what we've seen here, Kyohei...
Ridiculous. The flash kick from a long distance. Steph Curry, eat your heart out.
In the hyper fighting, we should call that like grazing the nose, dude. Like you just hit the tip of the nose with that. Oh, man.
Well, that made this man look like Voldemort.
Yeah, I mean...
Higuchi.
So, I mean, like, what I was trying to say was just like, there hasn't been anything Kyohei's done. I feel like that has put any pressure on Higuchi so far. That was a good whiff punish, but it's really about this situation right here, this neutral situation. Can Kyohei establish a way to make Higuchi play a little bit more, like panicky?
Yeah, get him out of his comfort zone at least a little bit. Because right now, Kyohei has just been getting bullied. He tried to charge up that V skill, but got exposed by the low immediately. And Higuchi dominant in that first game.
Yeah, this is kind of what we were both worried about before this started. Even in the Usama match there, I felt like Kyohei, very rarely kind of established like any sort of like dominant mix-ups or like getting the Street Fighter RPS going, the attack throw shimmy mix-ups going. So I'd like to see if he can try to get that established against Higuchi. But Higuchi, again, just so solid, so fundamental. Here we go. Here's an opportunity. Got the jump in. But just like that, Higuchi out of it.
Yeah, and the shenanigans. There hasn't really been any shenanigans on Kyohei's side. My goodness, bro.
With the crouch walk, too. Oh.
Just to get into range, inching forward, make sure he clips him.
Oh, man. That's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff.
Yeah. At Kyohei, like, it just seems like he can't really hang on the ground with Higuchi. He needs some type of shenanigan to get in. He tried to jump right there, but Higuchi ready for that as well. The V-skill hasn't been doing it either.
Yeah, and he hasn't been able to challenge that Sonic Boom either. I feel like I might be getting him confused with Akuma. Does the red fireball erase the fireball, or the heavy one, or not?
Yeah.
I guess not.
Either way, Kyohei finally finds a V-trigger activation here. Not going to spin that V-trigger too at the end of that combo, actually. Going on to it, maybe trying to use it to counter a Sonic Boom or something.
Yeah, see, right there, you saw the red fireball get through the Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
You haven't seen that happen a lot, yeah. Higuchi would take that trade any day of the week just to stay out. Gets the counter hit confirmed. It's how he won the match against Yamaguchi as well with that counter hit crouching light punch. He's at match point.
Yeah, and Higuchi has been in the driver's seat entirely. Kyohei struggling on the ground. Yeah, he's been trying for some ass kick shenanigans now. He's looking deep in the playbook.
Yeah. Oh, man. Knew he had the time for that standing medium kick. The still anti-air. Higuchi just trying to fundamental his way. I mean, again, people talk about this a lot. If what you're doing is working, no need to change up the game plan. Just keep playing the game that you are right now, Higuchi, and he should be able to make it through this.
Yeah, definitely. He's just setting up shop, perfect Sonic Boom range, and look at, he's like, okay, dive kick still was maxed out, so he didn't take much damage off of it. We finally find his V-skill crush counter. Kyohei, but ooh, just wigging up with the crouch light kick immediately. You can see Higuchi. He knows he's got Kyohei on the back ropes. Let's get some good damage off of the anti-air. Oh, but an EX flash kick.
In between the buttons, too. Not even directly on Wake Up. And here we go. Oh, what did he try? Did he try to super maybe on Wake Up to try to go through the Sonic Boom and hit,
something like that, I think.
Oh, but it is not going to pan out for Kyohei. And unfortunately for him, that means he is out of the tournament. But shout-outs to him getting tied 9th place here. But he will be one shy of getting into the top 8. And oh my God, look at this matchup, Higuchi and Daigo. And Higuchi has a history of being able to beat Daigo in the mirror match.
Well, we're going to find out tomorrow if we get another incident in that saga of a W for Higuchi, or if Daigo can come through and shut down the young man. But of course, that is all tomorrow.
Yeah, wow. What? Look at this loser side. Gachikun, Tokido, Daigo, and Higuchi.
Look. We're gonna be taking a break, and we're gonna
Okay,
be
fair,
going
fair,
over the
fair,
bracket
fair. Okay,
when we
fair,
get back.
fair,
You know what I'm saying?
fair.
So I don't
Okay.
want to blow our entire, right now. We're gonna be talking about it soon. Because what I need to talk to you all about right now is about Street Fighter Duel. You know what it is right now. The hottest mobile game out there right now, available in China, soon to be released in a global fashion, and all I want are those costumes for the next Street Fighter game, bro. There are so many cool instances of art and alternate costumes in Street Fighter Duel for all of your favorite characters. I really encourage y'all to go and look them up and then harass everybody you possibly can to make sure they're in the next game.
Like it's not even the art that you see here. Like
No.
Cammy's got that cool like street clothing.
Like all this is cool with their default outfits and everything, but they have such legitimately cool alternate costumes in this game. It's ridiculous. Please check it out.
Yeah, and of course, the next Capcom Pro Tour event is going to be South America West. This will be on the weekend of July 9th and 10th, after the 4th of July. But registration starts up on June 20th. Again, you can check out CapcomProTour.com for more information in case you ever forget when the registration is going to start up. But if you are in the South America West region, do not forget this date, June 20th. When that rolls around, make sure you register so you have the chance to qualify for the swan song year of the Capcom Pro Tour for Street Fighter V.
Indeed, you already seen all the Street Fighter 6 adverts during the breaks and whatnot. You know what's on the horizon. In addition to the CPT events, we got South America West coming up. Then the week after that, Asia Southeast, and then a couple weeks after that, Central America East. So it's going to be a beautiful worldwide gathering for Capcom Pro Tour, as it always is. So thank you all for joining us through the bracket today. The matches are done, but we are not quite finished yet here on Capcom Fighters. Me and James are going to be back after the break to recap the top 16, preview the top 8, and wish y'all do. But until then, don't go nowhere.
Time to fight, time to fight. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand have turned defeat. So fight, time to fight. Glory waits for those who fight. We unite, we are Street Fighters.
You won't know what hit you. Let me have some fun. Let's get this mission started. This will be a good fight. Got you in my sights. Neutralized. Predictable. Time to end this. Fire. Double. Seven. I'm just on another level. All riders have to strike out on their own.
Let's do this.
And welcome back to the Capcom Pro Tour. Little post show we got going on, a little live side angle shot into the direct shot with me and James, and we've had some direct matches today.
Where is that camera?
Right, yo, son, it's like they got it somewhere, dog. I don't know.
I'm
Who knows
concerned
what
now.
cameras they got
I
hidden
always
around
thought if
here.
I walked out
'Cause
of
we can't-
range, they wouldn't see me. Now I'm scared here. So.
But nah, thank you all for joining us for this top 16 of heavy hitting action today. Of course, I am Rich. This is James. We're wrapping up the show. If you just joined us, sorry, you're gonna have to check out the VOD for all the actual matches, and you might want to turn it off now because you're about to get spoiled. Let me see the bracket and how we got to this top 8 today after this beautiful top 16. You can see in Winners Quarterfinals, we started with some elite hitters in the bracket. We had Kyohei and Usama, Keitsu and Momochi, Dogura and Yosan, Pugera and Gachikun. All incredible matches. Even those 2-0s were very, very close in the end. But Usama, Momochi, Yosan, and Pugera proving their superiority today.
Yeah, and again, this is not saying anything about these players in the top 8 winner side over here. But, you know, we were talking with production during the break here, but let's go to the loser side of this bracket over here. If you took the loser side of the top 8 and swapped it with the winner side of the top 8, like, you would be like, yeah, this loser side top 8 is probably what you would have expected to be the winner side a little bit more. Gachikun and Tokido going up against, you know, the winner of the... Dude, Daigo and Tokido, obviously they don't have to face each other in the next round, but if they win the first ones, they will run into each other in losers semis over there. You know, obviously I don't want to, you know, ignore talking about Yanai, Jazzy, Mochi, and Yamaguchi over there getting into the top 16. Unfortunately, they did go down to their opponents, as did Nishikin, Dogura, Ketsu, and Kyohei after going down from the winner's side of the bracket. Well, some of them from the winner's bracket. But
before we get too detailed into the top 8, I mean, we could wax on about how many players didn't make it to this point, right? Bonchan, Kawano, Fudo, Mago. Like, there's so many incredible players, like Evo finalists, Capcom Cup champions, Evo champions that didn't even make it into top 16. Like, the list just goes on and on. This region is incredible. I highly encourage all y'all, if you're studying a certain character from this of a player that plays this character from this region, go back. Even if they didn't make these top 16 matches, they lost to somebody that did, and it was an incredible set. So please go back. I think Tokido and Mago played a set that was wild and cool.
Yeah?
I think I saw Cola tweet about that. So there's all kinds of amazing stuff that's out there right now. So definitely big ups to all of our competitors in the Japanese region, as always. But let us take a look at that official top 8 bracket here. Winner semifinals, Usama versus Momochi, Yosan versus Pugera. What's up, James?
Higuchi and Daigo. Higuchi and Daigo, the Guile Mirror.
Yeah.
And then Tokido and Gachiku. We've got an Evo champion versus a Capcom Cup champion right there. And so, dude, I mean, this again, obviously Japan, one of the strongest regions. No, probably the strongest regions. Not a lot of people are going to debate that, right?
Yeah.
It's not a lot of people are going to be like, oh, what? That's by. No, look, I'm telling you, like, these guys are, this is probably the best region. So, like, again, you know, we've been saying it all day, the only Japan qualifier.
Only, singular.
And so, like, you know, these players were gunning for it here. And so you could see the bloodbath that's going to happen tomorrow. But you want to make sure you watch it. Make sure you click that follow button and make sure you get the notification when this goes live. And check out the No Neutral, of course, with Brian and Rob, of course, bringing you the action beforehand. But, again, this top 8 is gonna be gonna be disgusting.
Most definitely. You know, 7 unique characters out of the 8, and the one character that's repeated is actually in the mirror match. Yeah, it's gonna be Higuchi and Daigo. So we're only gonna have one guy out after the first round, regardless.
Oh my goodness.
But I think it's awesome just to see the variety of the characters and our top 8 winners matches. Like it's Nakali, Cody, Jury, and Balrog.
Yeah.
Like, that is a really dope, man. Like, Balrog, I think, is really the only character that had a prominent, long, reigning, reign at the top, right? Every other character has either been away or is kind of underrepresented at the highest level. So it's awesome to see these characters in the limelight.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I feel like it's been that way for a lot of the events, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the events, we've had this character variety. I mean, again, you know, obviously we've talked about this as the swan song year for Street Fighter V here on the CPT, but shout outs to the definitive patch.
Yes.
Man, because like I feel like it really did a great job buffing a lot of the weaker characters. And I mean, we had Lucia in top 16, which, you know, makes my makes me happy. So warms my heart. So.
Exactly. And, you know, a lot of the complaining about Luke will have you. We only got one in top 8. We only got one. And there's some incredible players playing that character that did not make it. And Tokido just playing it so fundamental, so slow, no shenanigans necessary.
I know, right? Is it even Luke or is it Luke's normal? Like, that's it,
like,
right?
He's like, bro, this kit, this fundamentals is good enough for me to make it all the way to top 8. We'll see if he can make that losers run tomorrow. But James, you got any last words before we get out of here, my man?
It's going to be, just don't miss it, right? We'll be back tomorrow for this top 8. It is going to be an amazing set of matches and probably some for the history books.
Most definitely.
So, you know, like I said, you know, obviously a lot of us very excited for all the Street Fighter VI announcements and information that has just been pouring out from the Games Fest in the past couple of days. But we've still got some beautiful Street Fighter V action tomorrow.
Yeah, plenty of fighting game stuff going on. That Capcom Fighting Collection is also out. I want to give shout outs to them giving top billing to my boy Knowledge. They know what's up. They just got to get my mans for that Street Fighter VI soundtrack too.
Dude.
But what?
On the 13th, too, there's going to be like that Capcom State of Play or something like that.
Yes,
Hopefully
the news ain't stopping, baby.
Hopefully we get some more Street Fighter 6 information.
Stopping. Yeah, so thank you all for joining us today. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow right here, same time, same channel. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and until then, peace out. Usama's just been comfortable, and he sees the fireball with the V-trigger free. In the corner once again, that great. Oh, you reach it.
The shimmy worked this time. He's got EX meters. Look at all this damage. Is this enough?
However, Dover jumps in and gets back though. Now we got the corner. CA is on deck. Is he going to spin it here? No. Saves it for one more hit. Oh, and he gets the reach right now.
Gachikun's going to get the activation, and he's still got 3 hits on that thing. He's got, there it is.
That was nasty. Punish and the V skill also.
Speaking of
strong punish. Wow.
Oh, he's going to get the big hit. Is this enough to kill? Is this going to kill? Hit it. So Yamaguchi got some good damage, but Higuchi with the walk backs to get away from the throw and had the punish.